8-5-0 at home. Mallards 14-17, 2-2 on the road. And here we go. We are underway, and Eberle wastes no time, brings it down the ice for Quad City, puts it on net, but it goes wide, and we got a tie-up down in the Fort Wayne zone, down in the corner. Here's Leo Thomas going forward. He gives it up to Cody Corbett up along the far boards. Here's an outlet pass going down to Garrett Mears, too tall for him, and it's going to roll into the Quad City zone. Manfredo going in deep for it into the corner, swings it around to the near side, and it comes up to the blue line and out into neutral territory where Cody Corbett backs up, and he will send it over cross ice, and he will drop it into the Quad City zone. Going forward is Austin Caldwell in the corner. Comes up along the far boards. Here's Mbach getting his first touches. Mbach down in the corner, gives a look, has a man out in front, goes up to the blue line. Here's Cody Stoll with the shot.
Net. Nice shot.
And here's Keto makes the save. And the puck's going to come down into the Fort Wayne zone. It'll be touched up by Pat Nagle. And up along the far boards, Komets will bring it out just underway here in the first period. And it's going to be touched up by the Quad City goaltender back behind the net. Comes out to Trevor Cheek, who's back in a Comet uniform. Here's Cody Stoll with a quick shot. And Musico comes up with the save. There's a long pass all the way down. That's going to hit the end boards. No icing on the play as Nagle will whip it around the far boards. Here's Cheek on the other end of the pass, picked up by Cody Stoll. He is going to get hassled as he comes into the Quad City zone. It's turned back the other direction.
Two-man led up, heads up.
Here's a one-timer. That one is going to get broken up. Comes down into the corner. As that was Brassard, broke his stick on the play, and the Komets up with it. Here's Cheek back at his own blue line. Will drop it back off the stick of Nagle into the corner, and back along the far boards it comes. Here's Sean Szydlowski with a backhander, comes up to the blue line, now out to neutral territory. The Komets will play it in, and that will come down into the far corner. There's Paul Crowder rubbing his man off the play, up along the far wing again. Loose puck in the corner. Kevin Gibson for Quad City wheels it around, comes down into the corner, and up top to the blue line it comes. And Quad City's able to clear it out. Hammond tries to whack at it, and it comes down to Neal. Neal comes out in front of the net, and it's going to roll down into the Comet zone, into the near corner. Paul Crowder gobbles up the puck, plays it up along the far boards, and the Komets try and break it out again. Here's Sean Szydlowski. Puck rolling on him a little bit, takes a hit from behind from Nikiforov, and it comes down into the Quad City zone. And it comes down to Jordan Southhorn. He gloves it out of the air, comes up along the far boards, out to the blue line. The Komets have it again. Cross-ice pass, trying to go to Leo Thomas. Leo Thomas gets behind the D, coming in on the goaltender, takes a shot, and that one will find the seat.
Yeah, he had a bit of a short-angled shot on the short side. The goaltender went down. He tried to hit it up under his shoulder, but the goaltender's pretty big and not much to shoot at as it got deflected up into the screen. But Leo Thomas, good scoring chance breaking in off the wing.
TJ Musico got 2 wins against the Komets here about a month ago, and he has been quite defiant coming over from Greenville in February.
21 games he's played for, number 2 goalie.
Here's a shot in on Musico. He sticks it aside easily. Comes over to Caldwell in the corner, and he'll play it up along the near boards to Eberle. Backhander out to the red line. Cody Corbett will pay the price as he unloads the puck. Is going to wheel it around. Komets cannot hold it into the blue line, and it comes back behind the net where it is played by Quad City. That is good. Branson with it. Gives it a look as he tries to get around Montgomery. It does. Now up the ice to Caldwell. Comes out to the neutral zone. Long cross-ice pass. That one's going to come all the way down, and that one will be an icing. Fast pace to this one so far.
They're both quick teams, there's no doubt. We said that at the start. They both like to skate, they both like to move the puck and shoot the puck at the net.
And the face-off will come down to the Quad City zone. Face-off to the left of Musico. And it will be Trevor Cheek, who has been recalled from San Antonio. He's back in the lineup after missing a couple weeks.
Yeah, nice to see him back in the lineup. Get another big centerman out there. That balances the line.
Cheek will stand in there to take the drop. And it comes up to the blue line, and it's controlled by Eberle. Gets around Soul. Now Soul gets cut off as it comes down into the corner. Will Weber knocks off Eberle, comes up along the far boards, and Kyle Thomas has it. He's poke check off the play, but Thomas regains possession of the puck, carries it over the blue line, dangles it in, comes along the right side, and here's Cheek with a centering pass. That one is broken up. Now it's going to go back behind the net. Kyle Thomas fights for it, and Manfredo is going to come away with it. He's going to skate behind his own net. Now he has to reverse back, comes up along the near wing. Here's a backhander out to the center line where it is picked up by Warning. Warning comes in, 2-on-1
again.
They tried to center it, broke it up, and a nice defensive play by Will Weber getting back and breaking up that play. Back behind the net, here is Cody Stoll. Gets the backhander out into the tape of the forward. Trevor Cheek brings it in, and the Komets will get a line change as Warning picks up the puck. He crosses over the center line, drops it over to Carey. Carey takes a shot on Nagle, and he makes the save. Comes back behind the net to Cody Stoll. Up along the far boards, the Komets try and break it out again. They're able to get it in deep as Paul Crowder whips it in, and it is picked up behind the net by number 20. That's former Komet Kyle Fulmer. Comes out to the neutral zone. Paul Crowder gets spun off the play. Comes out to Szydlowski. He will drop it back to Hamonic. And the Komets trying to regroup. Up on the far wing. No score in this one. 15:22 to go in the first. Comes down in the corner. Or Gibson, rather. Comes up along the far boards. And here come the Mallards on the attack. It's going to be Neal playing it forward. It's going to come all the way down to Nagle. He'll stop it with the paddle. And he'll play it safe and put it in his pocket.
Faceoff will stay in the Komet zone. Good play by Nagle to hold on to the puck. Not let the rebounds out as Quad City was setting 3 men in deep, looking for a rebound, looking for a loose puck or something getting wild. So good heads-up play. Nagels knows this team pretty well, and he'll take the face-off with the line change.
15:11 to go here in the first period. No score. Komets with 2 shots. Quad City just with 1. And the face-off in the Komet zone. It'll be Neal and Leo Thomas take the drop. Face-off will be on the left dot. And here's the drop, and the Komets have it. Here's Hamonic back behind the net. Tries to go up along the near wing. It's going to roll right back to Nagle, and the Komets will reset with another face-off.
He's not going to take any chances. He knows that the turnovers cost them pretty badly, and they want to make sure they have control of the puck and at least be able to get your own faith from a face-off here. Win the draws, guys.
Here's Thomas and Neal, takes the drop, comes all the way up to the blue line, and it cannot be controlled by Caldwell up on the point, and the Quad City Mallards got to retreat back in their own end. Caldwell up with it up along the left wing. Here's Hamonic taking his man off the play as it rolls down, back down. Here's Southhorn, touches it up along the far boards with 14:46 to go in the first. Puck goes back behind the net, and it's picked up by Southhorn. Southhorn peels off as he went right up against Nikararov, and now it comes down to Garrett Mears. He stick handles into the zone, comes back behind the net, and it pops loose to Neal. Neal up along the far boards. Pops loose right in front of the net. Komets aren't there, but coming back is number 16. That's Trevor Cox. Cox brings it into the Komet zone where it's picked up by Beaupré. And now it goes to Mears off of his stick. Cannot handle it. Manfredo has it for Quad City. He's up with it on the left wing. He tries to center in front. Here's Eberle taking a shot. And Pat Nagle got the right leg out in time. Kicks it into the corner. Comes up top of the blue line. The Komets have it. It's going to be 2-on-2 as they cross over the blue line. Here's Cheek getting in deep. And he goes back behind the net. Nothing there. And he has Embach up along the far boards. And now we got a little bit of a pile-up. The puck comes loose, comes out to the blue line. Cheek pokes at it, gets it over to Embach. Here's Embach with a wrister. That one is deflected wide, comes down near into the corner. Goes back behind the net for Thomas. He touches it up, gives it up to Mike Embach. Now in front, here's Cheek with a shot. And Musico makes the save. Now comes down into the corner. Embach and Manfredo fighting for it. Squirts loose, comes back behind the net again. And the Quad City Mallards have got the puck in their own zone. Manfredo with it, got a man up along the boards, comes off of his stick, and the Quad City Mallards get a change as Will Weber comes up with the puck with 13:16 to go in the first. In the first period, that's just flying by, but neither team with any real good scoring chances as it's played into the Quad City zone. Musico will touch it up, no icing on the play, comes back behind the net. Here's Fulmer. Fulmer gives it a look, has Warning on the left side. He got it poked away. Szydlowski has it. Now back to Kyle Thomas. He's going to pull it back into his own zone as he drops it back to the big defenseman, Cody Stoll, up along the far wing. Interception. Here's Warning coming down, takes the shot, and he misses it wide, and that one grabs the net. We've got no score here. 12:46 to go in the first. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Hey, Komets fans, what's been a tradition in Fort Wayne for more than 50 years? Komet Hockey, of course, and so has another homegrown favorite, Sunbeam Bread. Baked right here in downtown Fort Wayne, delicious, nutritious Sunbeam Bread has been making the best sandwiches for young Komets fans since 1957. Sunbeam is the best tasting white bread around, and kids love Sunbeam because it's softest and stays softest longest. So pick up a loaf of Sunbeam Bread today and go Komets!
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Offside.
We've got 12:36 to go here in the first as Quad City gets whistled for a quick offside. They're actually going to bring the face-off out to center ice. Shane Albarani and Robbie Irons with you here tonight. We've got no score in this one. Komets pick up 2 points tonight. They are the second seed in the Western Conference for the entire ECHL playoffs. So a lot riding on this one tonight. Quad City needs 2 to get in the playoffs, along with a Tulsa loss this evening. Play resumes out to the neutral zone. It's going to be popped into the Quad City zone. Comes down into the corner. Here's Taylor Crunk going in hard for it. He gets tangled up with Goodbranson. And Crunk wins the battle. Comes up. And here's Hamonic pulling it back. His shot knocked down by Cox. Now right return pass. Musico didn't know where it was. In front, here's Mears. Could not pull the trigger. And the puck's going to come down into the Comet zone. Here's Cox giving chase. And he is going to be met in the corner by Beaupré. Comes up along the near wing. Eberle takes a huge hit by Hamonic. Comes back behind the net. Here's a centering pass. Nagle got a stick on it. Another centering pass. That one is broke up. And the Komets clear it out.
Good defense there in front of the net.
There's Manfredo gloving it down out of the air at his own blue line. It's going to be advancing the puck with the hand with 11:45 to go in the first. And this is the kind of game we expected out of both these teams. Very good forechecking. Both teams going back and forth end to end, but neither team really having a decent shot on net yet.
Yeah, 3 shots by the Komets, 1 by Quad City, and really other than a possible 2-on-1 break that got broken up, that was about the only good scoring chance that either team's had so far. So you just got to watch Quad City. They really like to pick the puck off and get some turnovers.
11:42 to go here in the first. No score as the play is down in the Quad City zone. Up along the far boards, Komets have it. Up top to Thomas. Here's a shot by Corbett. It goes wide. Comes up along the far boards where it is picked up by Quad City. That's Jared Knight. He gets it out to neutral territory, and that one's actually going to be deflected into the Quad City bench.
That'll keep the face off at center ice as both lines will change up. Komets defense, and Mbach goes over for a breather. And it's been a while since he's been on the ice too, so you got to be a little careful with him. Make sure his leg's right, make sure that he gets a stride, gets his breathing going again.
Mbach injuring his knee while up in Chicago after playing just 2 games, so Emmer's actually been on the shelf for close to a month. And now the puck rolls down into the Quad City zone off of the face-off. Now it's batted back the other direction. Komets pick it up along the far wing. Cross-ice pass comes out to Cody Soul. Gets tied up in his feet. Lost it. Going to send it over to Jamie Schaafsma. And he will send it over to Will Weber. Cross-ice pass comes back to Cody Soul. He float ones forward. Comes to the captain, Jamie Schaafsma. He dishes off, trying to find Crowder. Gets a shot. It goes wide. Schaafsma picks it up behind the net, but quickly got it taken right off of his tape by Mike Manfredo. Comes up along the far boards. Here's Schaafsma again with a chance. That one is knocked down in front. And coming back down are the Mallards. They get it into the Comet zone, but Cody Soul is back on D. He's going to wheel one around, comes up along the far boards, and here's Paul Crowder. Comes off of his stick. Fulmer's going to bat it right back down the other direction, and that one's deflected into the seats. Gets down to 10:34 to go in the first.
Komets back at it Friday, and then Saturday, of course, at home here. The last home game and the last 2 games of the season. Indy, both games. So important games for the Komets, and a nice little rivalry to finish the season off against Indianapolis.
And, of course, Saturday we'll have our end-of-season awards. That's an annual event. As play continues down in the Quad City zone, it's going to come down into the corner. Here's Taylor Crunk working hard for it. Fulmer got it off of his stick. He's going to go over onto the far side. Now loose puck comes down into the far corner. Here's Crunk again trying to center. It goes to Mears. Mears hit from behind. And now it's picked back up by the Komets. Centering pass broken up by number 23, Kevin Gibson. Now up along the far boards. Leo Thomas whacks at it, and the Mallards are able to get it free. Here's Cox up along the left side. He fans on it, but he's able to get it back, and he sends it over, banks it off the boards where Jordan Southhorn awaits it, and he gives it a look, comes up along the far wall, got a man, and the Komets here going to try and do something with the puck. Here's Crunk, the rookie, going to flip it in, comes back down into the near corner, and back behind the net it's played for Kyle Fulmer. Fulmer up along the far boards, and he sends it off to Cox off of his stick, and the Quad City Mallards will get a change as Nagle touches it up. Cody Corbett whips it around, and he has got Mike Mbach. Mbach over to Cheek. Up along the far boards, played out by Mbach. He's going to wheel one around, and it's going to come on to the right side. Here's Kyle Thomas. Him and Coldwell come together. They exchange blows. Nothing's going to come of that. As play continues, here's Coldwell in front of the net. And he is going to skate it forward, hits his own blue line, gets it all the way down to the Comet end where Cody Corbett has it. He spins it off the boards, gives it over to Thomas. Now here's Trevor Cheek coming down on the attack up along the far boards. No one. Now he's going to circle around, takes a shot, and he just ripped it wide. Comes up to Corbett, back up top in the high slot, dropping it down low. Here's Cheek, fans on it, picked up by Eberle. And here we go, 2-on-2 as they come over the blue line into the Comet zone. Eberle going in wide. His shot is broken up. Trevor Cheek comes back on D, comes back behind the net, comes off the boards, and the Comets have it again. Here's Kyle Thomas trying to weave through some traffic, drops it back behind him, and he has got Cody Corbett. Still will get a little bit of space out there as the Comets get a change. He will just keep it right there on his hip, back behind the net. Now he'll move it forward. Gives it off to Szydlowski. Now Szydlowski with a backhander deep into the Quad City zone. Comes down back behind the net and up along the far boards where it's picked back up by Quad City. Matt Carey with it. He avoids the check. Gets it out to Manfredo. Can't get it out of his own zone. Now he stops and it's intercepted. And here come the Comets. Szydlowski to Schaafsma, shoots.
On the net.
And Zico makes the save.
Nice glove save.
Comes back behind the net and up along the far boards. Picked up by Sam Warning. Warning plays it ahead. Here comes Quad City with a chance and snatched it out of the air. It's Pat Nagle.
There's a nice glove save off the Pat Nagles from the winger breaking in and taking a shot off the off wing. Both goalies being tested now.
7:58 to go here in the first period. No score. We've got a timeout. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
Aaron's has some really great news. Aaron's is offering 120 days same as cash. That's right, and here's how it works. Sign a new lease agreement and you have a full 4 months, 120 days to pay Aaron's everyday low price. They even offer a 20% instant rebate if you purchase outright. 120 days same as cash. Not bad, huh? Just stop by or call to learn more. And remember, you don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's. And nobody beats Aaron's. Nobody.
Elwood's Appliances is Fort Wayne's most trusted source for quality GE appliances. Family owned and operated, Elwood's Appliances has proudly served the Fort Wayne community for more than 40 years and is Fort Wayne's very own GE factory authorized scratch and dent appliance outlet. Get quality, service, and price that the big box stores just cannot provide. Whether you're looking for one appliance or a whole house full, look no further than Elwood's Appliances, 2808 Lower Huntington Road in Fort Wayne. And visit elwoodsappliance.com. Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum. Shane Alvarani and Robbie Irons here tonight. We are scoreless. 7:58 to go here in the first period between the Comets and the Quad City Mallards. A nice crowd here on a rainy Wednesday night.
Very good crowd.
Here on Deuces Wild Wednesday, of course, it's spring break, so a lot of Comet fans in the house tonight, hoping to get the Comets a victory and that second seed in the Western Conference. Comets play it into the Quad City zone. Here's Schaafsma centering up. Puck rolling on him. Trying to go to Crowder. And Szydlowski comes back to help out. Now Cox in the corner. He's going to move it out and up along the far boards. And the Mallards bring it into the Comet zone. They swing it into the near side corner. Here's Cox. Takes a pop from behind as he unloads the puck onto the far wall. Comes up top of the blue line. And coming back for it are the Quad City Mallards. That's good. Branson going to play it out to Coldwell. Comes off of his stick. And now it comes to the Comet blue line where it's picked off by Sean Szydlowski. He negotiates traffic through the neutral zone. Backhander in on Zico, and he will just haul it out of the air and get a whistle.
Yeah, he's not taking any chances either. He realizes the pressure that the Comets can put on, so he's willing to hold on to that puck, give it to his centerman, and hope they can win the draw. Start over again.
Shots in the game are 5-4 in favor of Quad City, but neither team really having a good scoring opportunity so far. As the faceoff will be to the right of Zico, the goaltender. And Brock Montgomery will stand in the faceoff dot. And he wins it. Comes up top of the blue line. Beaupré will whip it around. Comes back behind the net to Crunk. Crunk comes up top of the blue line. And it's intercepted by Eberle. Eberle lost it to Corbett. Here's a backhander out to Montgomery. Out at the Quad City blue line. And sent right back down the length of the ice. And Cody Corbett retreats back for Fort Wayne. Plays it up along the near boards. Manfredo holds it in. Here's a shot. Nagle makes the save. Comes down into the corner. Here's Eberle back behind the net. And here's a wraparound chance. Puck rolls out in front, knocked away, comes down in the corner. Up along the far boards, the Comets clear it out. Mallards will retreat back. They've got the puck in their own zone with 6:30 to go in the first period. There is Manfredo with it on the left wing. Cross ice pass, has a man in stride as they cross over the blue line. Drop back pass, here's a shot. That's going to be knocked away. Comes back behind the net. Quad City still has it. Centering pass intercepted by Mears. And Mears will play it up along the far boards. Wheeled into the Quad City zone, back behind the net. Muzico will stop it, knocked down by Cheek, and that one is deflected into the screen, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off coming up.
Yeah, Cheek's getting in a hurry, forces the goaltender to play it, and they jammed it up the boards and went into the screen. So good forechecking by the Komets. Get in there as fast as you can, force the defense to get rid of it, which they did.
Face-off is going to be just outside the Quad City blue line. And here's Cheek to take the drop. And the puck is dropped, and Quad City wins the face-off. And on the near side, they try and play it into the Comet zone. It's batted back by Kyle Thomas. Now Gibson has it in front of his own net in the high slot. Comes back to Fulmer. And now back to Gibson. He gives it a look. Back to Fulmer. And Fulmer gets around Kyle Thomas easily. Here's Fulmer. Going to carry it over the blue line. He stops looking for someone to give it to. Has a man in the high slot. Here's a shot.
On the net.
And a
nice
save made by Nagle. Right on the money. Got the right leg out. And it comes down into the corner. Now Gibson. Into the corner, now back behind the net. It plays up along the far boards. And number 15 is there for the Komets, Mike Embach. Out to Weber, back behind the net. Here's Cody Soul with it. Plays it out to Kyle Thomas. Almost the giveaway.
Yep.
But Cheek is there to help mop up. He dishes off as the Komets carry it over.
Embach.
Here's the shot. Embach puts it on the net, and Muzico makes the save.
Yeah, from way on the left wing over there. Nice pass by Cheeks over to the left wing. Embach on the far boards over there. Let fly. Up a little high. The goaltender made a nice glove save. Killed the play right there, but looks like, Embach still got the shot.
Face off in the Quad City zone. To the right of Muzico. And it's going to be Paul Crowder to take the drop. Stands in there with Matt Neal. And Neal wins it cleanly, comes down in the corner. Good Branson with it, dumps it off the boards, but Crowder gets it right back. Fanned on the pass, gets spun around off the play. Here's the shot, knocked down, rolling in front. And they push it forward out to the blue line to Cox. And Nikiforov will play it into the Comet zone. Comes back behind the net. And it's picked up by the Mallards up along the far boards. Nikiforov with it. Being shadowed by Crowder. Comes down into the corner. Now up along the far boards. Up top of the blue line. Coldwell with a shot. That goes wide. Neal picks it up. Takes a hack from Paul Crowder. Gives it up onto the left wing. Now comes up top all the way to the far side. And misplayed by Good Branson. And the Mallards have to get back on side. They dump it in, so they'll get a line change. Here's a long pass by Nagle. Intercepted. And coming down the far boards, but quickly the Komets steal it right back. Here's Szydlowski with it, carries it over the blue line, needs some help. Backs up towards the far wall, got a poke checked away, comes up to the blue line. Here's Beaupré lining up a shot. That one is knocked down in front. And comes down into the corner. And up along the near wall, Eberle digs it out of there for Quad City, sends it into the Comet zone, where it is picked up by Gabe Beaupré. He's going to get chased by Jordan Nackstead. Comes up along the right side. Now out to neutral territory. Puck rolling around. Taylor Crunk gets a hold of it. Gets it into the Quad City zone where Mike Manfredo awaits it. Here's a cross ice pass. The Quad City Mallards go back on the attack. Here's a backhander. And they get it into the Comet zone. Jared Knight with it. Here's the shot. It goes well wide and comes up along the near boards with 3:42 to go in the first period. Comes up top of the blue line to Eberle. Top of the circle. Cross ice pass. Got a little bit of room. And nice play by Leo Thomas. Knocking his man off the play, and the Komets get the puck back. That was Kevin Gibson who was winding up, and the puck was rolling on him, and he took his eye off of it and just could not get a shot off. So now the Komets going to take their time with 3:20 to go in the first. No score in this one. And here's Corbett trying to whip it around, but it's intercepted at the blue line. In front, one-timer knocked away. Corbett, wow, giving it up.
Turnover turns. That's a bad turnover right there.
Kevin Gibson, who had a great chance right on the doorstep, but Pat Nagle shut the door, and we are still scoreless. 3 minutes to go here in the first. Here's another chance, and another shot by Gibson, and another save by Pat Nagle. Comes up along the far boards. Quad City has it in the Comet zone. Now, here's Cody Soul. He comes in there, helps out, digs the puck out of there, gives it up to Kyle Fulmer in the neutral zone. Now it comes back the other direction along the far boards in the Quad City zone. Mallards get it, and it's Fulmer with it. broke his stick as Szydlowski picks up the puck, centers it in front. Here's a shot knocked away by the defenseman Fulmer, and coming through, we got a penalty called. Schaafsma got leveled on the play by Carey. Comes up top of the blue line. Comets got a free play here as
got the extra attacker on.
And here's Will Weber going to pull it back and going to take his time. So the Komets with a little extra power play time here on the delayed call. And here's Hamonic as the clock winding down to an even 2 minutes to go here in the first. Komets with the extra attacker. Here's Crowder. Got some room coming in. Can't get a shot off. Going to peel off wide. Comes down to the far boards. Trying to get around Cox over to Southport with a shot. Oh, Musico makes the save. Schaafsma was right there. Szydlowski was right there. He couldn't knock it home. Up along the far boards, Neal touches it up, and we got our first penalty of the game. Boarding is going to be the call, and the Komets will go on the power play with 1:47 to go in the first.
Yeah, first penalty of the period goes to Quad City. Boarding call into the board. It was a pretty tough body check that Schaafsma took into the boards head first, and fortunately, he looked like he got his arm up as he went head first into the boards. Face-off will stay in Quad City's own power play time for the Komets.
Matt Carey leads the Quad City Mallards in goals with 24, so that's a good guy to get off the ice. 1:47 to go here in the first. No score. Komets with a man advantage. Musico in the nets. He comes out to the top of the blue paint, awaits the face-off, and it's going to be dropped along the far boards. The Komets have it. Up along the far boards again. Here is coming in. Is Cox coming in? Odd man chance, and he scores. Yeah, Komets just not watching what they're doing. Is Cody Corbett right now? He's kind of shaking his head, looking at the bench, not sure what was going on. As it's going to be Cox going to get credit with the goal. It's a shorthanded goal with 1:35 to go in the first.
Yeah, he just snuck in behind them and a nice pass off the boards. Everybody pressing, watching the puck. Cox snuck behind him, went in on the breakaway, fake to go wide, flipped it up over the glove side. Nice shot. Cox shorthanded goal. That's what we've seen on this team. They're very quick on the transition, and they did that. Caught you sleeping a little bit, sneak guys behind you.
That's a third turnover that's resulted in a scoring chance. That time, Quad City actually netted the goal. And we're back to action here with the Komets on a power play. Here's Montgomery back behind the net, comes up along the far boards. Up top, here's Southhorn sneaking in, trying to get around Warning. Warning takes the puck right off his stick, and it comes down into the Komet zone. And it will be picked up by Paul Crowder. And we got an injured player, and it's Jordan Southhorn. And that is someone the Komets just got back and can't afford to lose again. Yeah. Southhorn is down. He's down here in the very far corner near the Quad City goal as trainer Zach Creighton comes out. Didn't see exactly what happened.
I didn't see exactly. It sounded like he went into the boards pretty hard, and we'll just have to see what the damage is to him. He's down on knees with the trainer out there talking to him. He's a little worried about getting up right now, trying his legs, so hopefully it's on a leg injury.
Well, Southhorn a little slow in getting up, so we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
This is Scrap Chat with Max Hall, reminding you that while all metal has value, not all metal recyclers value you. At OmniSource, guys like me tell you what your metal's worth and how to make it worth even more the next time. Because we grind up and spit out scrap, not customers. Find freight advice and fair payment at an OmniSource yard near you in the Fort Wayne area. For locations and a list of metals we buy, visit OmniSource.com or call 855-OmniBuy, 855-666-4289.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Jordan Southhorn was able to get off on his own power. Let's just hope maybe he got the wind knocked out of him.
So here we go, face-off.
Komets still on the power play, and we're down to 1:06 to go in the first period. Quad City up 1-0, and here's a trip on Cody Corbett. Doesn't get a call. And up along the far boards, and here's Paul Crowder. Carries it over the blue line, trying to drop it back to Montgomery. That's poke checked away, comes down into the corner, wheeled around to Szydlowski on the point. His pass is blocked, and Szydlowski picks it back up in the neutral zone with 45 seconds to go in the first period. He is going to dump it off the boards. Musico will try and stop it. Comes up along the far boards, pops loose, and here we go. We got a fight. Szydlowski dropping the gloves, and Tanner Eberle, and Szydlowski pounding away at Eberle. Well, whatever started that, it was explosive. You just saw equipment flying everywhere, and then you just saw fists flying.
Yeah, the puck went around the board, so it started over here on the boards as Eberle and Szydlowski got tangled together, and before you know it, gloves and fists and everything were flying. They end up wrestling to the ground, and they're breaking them up right now. So someone did something to somebody, because Szydlowski's pretty upset.
So Sid and Eberly, and their periods are going to be over with here as they'll take an early exit.
Yeah, they'll get 5 for fighting in that. That was a pretty good little scrap right there.
So we got 34 seconds to go in the first period. Quad City up 1-0. And Komets right now on the power play, but with all the stops with the shorthanded goal, now the fight, kind of hard to get momentum going. So we see the replay here as the big crowd here at the Coliseum react to it. And again, someone said something to somebody because it started way away from the puck. And Szydlowski got a couple of nice licks in there. So those penalties will cancel out, and we'll have a puck drop in the Quad City zone.
So 34 seconds, face off in the Quad City zone. Quad City taking their time changing this. They want to make sure. What they get? Roughing is what they got?
Well,
2 minutes on
each will get 2 minutes roughing. Oof. Wow, kind of brutal for a roughing call. Pretty good scrap for a couple roughs. But either way, both players are off for the rest of the period. 30 seconds to go as the puck is dropped, and it's going to be steered clear of the Quad City zone. Here's Nagle going to stop it, gives it up to Cody Corbett. Corbett goes back behind the net. He will play it ahead with 17 seconds. Komets again on the power play. Here's Mears, weaves through traffic, comes up along, takes a shot, tried picking that left corner, and he missed. Comes up top. Back out off the side of the cage and rung around all the way down into the Komet zone. 3 seconds left, puck rolling around, coming in on Nagle, and they take a shot, and a save made at the buzzer. And going in hard was Jared Knight, not giving up on the play with 3 seconds. He scored it loose from the defenders, and he managed to get a pretty good backhand off on Pat Nagle, and he paid the price as he hit the end board. So 1-0 is our score. Quad City with the lead. Komets give up a shorthanded goal, and when play resumes in the second period, the Komets will have a power play for 13 seconds. But Robbie, it was a game we pretty much expected. Not a very physical game. Kind of turned into one there at the end, but both teams skating end to end. Not many whistles at all.
Yeah, well, it surprises me. Quad City outshoots the Komets 13-6. They do lead 1-0 on a shorthanded goal for the first power play of the game that started it all. Got a little excitement in here, a lot of offense going back and forth. But you've got to watch Quad City. They're great at backing out of the blue line, waiting at the blue line, and then intercepting the pass and then turning it on and throwing the puck up the ice and catching you flat-footed a little bit, which they did on the goal. So they're aware of it, and they just got caught that one time. But shots on goal, 13-6. That surprises me, as I thought the Komets had some pretty good chances, but missed the net on them.
Well, Quad City definitely playing like a team that needs the 2 points to get into the playoffs. If they win tonight, Tulsa loses, they're in. Komets need the 2 points to get the second seed in the Western Conference. But Jordan Southorn injured there in that first period. Not sure exactly what happened. It looked like maybe the wind just came out of him. But, when you get in this situation, Robbie, with just a couple games left, you want to keep everybody healthy, but you want to keep winning. And, I go back to last year, the very last game of the regular season where the Komets lost Joey Leach out for the whole playoffs. And that was a big game changer for the Komets in the playoffs. So you hate to see, again, your top defenseman go down again.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's what it was. He got the wind knocked out of him, and it looked like it did because he was very cautious on getting up and everything. And it didn't look like he was limping or any of that. So hopefully that's what it was, and he'll be back up there for the second period.
All right, we will take a break here during the pregame report. 1-0 Quad City. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Have you seen the redesigned 2016 Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra pickup trucks? This year's models have the comforts you expect and some great new features the other trucks in their class can only dream of. Made right here in Northeast Indiana, these trucks are assembled by union labor, the proud men and women of UAW 2209. American-made quality and workmanship are the cornerstones of the UAW. That quality can be yours. Stop by your Chevy and GMC dealer to test drive these 2016 models. We know you'll feel the difference.
AM Fort Wayne.
You're grilling for everyone on game day, and people are hungry. More than that, they're hangry, and it's 95 degrees out, and they're thirsty. That's right, people are thrangry. They need to chill, and that gives you an idea. You remember Coors Light is filtered and bottled cold, so you pass some cold ones out. Suddenly, it's like they're snowboarding in the majestic Rocky Mountains, speeding away from the peaks of Thrangry and down the slopes of oh yes, so they make with the cheering and let you get with the grilling. Well done. Now it's time for your Coors Light. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Great beer, great responsibility.
Take Midwest Gloves and Gear to work with you by using their full line of work gloves. Midwest Work Line features Max Performance Gloves, PBR, along with a wide variety of Midwest branded gloves for any type of work. Midwest Gloves and Gear prides itself in being the largest manufacturer of American-made work gloves, and Midwest believes in investing in America. And that's why the Work Line features many styles made right here in the USA. For over 50 years, Midwest Gloves and Gear, Chillicothe, Missouri.
Here's some good policy from your local agent and Auto Owners Insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and a voicemail menu. Auto Owners Insurance operates exclusively through local, independent agencies here to help you 24/7. Now that's good policy.
For all your insurance needs, visit Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Want to live a healthier life? You don't need to train for a marathon to do it. Even small changes can help you feel better. And at Parkview, it all starts with one word: go. Go for a walk. Go spend time with friends. Go do something simple right now to improve your well-being and take the Parkview Go Challenge. It's all about creating balance in your life: mind, body, spirit, and community. For more healthy ideas, log on to parkviewgo.com. Parkview, your partner in health.
If you're looking for a way to see the Komets for less, then you'll want to read all about it. Find coupons on Komet ads in print editions of the Journal-Gazette and News Sentinel for seats in the Fort Wayne newspaper's extra section for only $8. Save $5 per ticket with your extra section coupon. For more information, check the latest edition of the Journal-Gazette or News Sentinel, or visit Fort Wayne Newspapers downtown on Main Street. Pick up your coupon today for extra special savings on the Komets, courtesy of the Fort Wayne Newspapers extra section. Time for the Tim Hortons Coffee Break Intermission Report, presented by Tim Hortons, the official coffee and donuts of the Komets.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum, Shane Albarani with you here tonight. Komets looking for a win to lock up that second seed in the Western Conference, but right now Quad City, as usual, giving them a handful. 1-0 is the score. Quad City has already won the season series, the regular season series with the Komets, by a mark of 4-2. Now this could be a potential first-round matchup for the Komets, as Quad City is still trying to lock up that 8th seed. Quad City needs a win tonight and a Tulsa loss to get into the playoffs as that 8th seed. However, they're only 3 points behind Cincinnati, who is idle tonight, and then Cincinnati and Quad City will play each other in the final 2 regular season games. So Komets probably will not know their opponent until Saturday night for the first round of the playoffs, but we do know that the first round of the playoffs will start here on Coliseum Ice on April 15th and 16th, and you can get those tickets right now at the Coliseum ticket office or by going to Komets.com. Taking a look at the scoring in this one, just 1 goal. It was Mike Neal, his 17th of the season. It came shorthanded. Mike Manfredo, the assist. It came at 18:25 of the first period. Just 3 penalties called. Komets will have a power play when we return to play in the second period. Matt Carey, 2 minutes 40 to 18:33. And then it was Travis Eberle and Sean Szydlowski both picking up double minor for roughing at 19:25. Those canceled out. Pat Nagle has seen 13 shots in the game. He has stopped 12 of them. And PJ Musico, he has seen 6 shots, and he has saved all 6 here on Deuces Wild Wednesday. A great crowd here at the Coliseum to see the second-to-last final regular season game here at home. Komets will finish up the regular season schedule Saturday night, but they will have 1 game on the road, and that will be Friday in Indianapolis. It'll be a home-and-home series to end up the regular season, and you'll be able to hear both of those games right here on WOWO. We'll take a break here during the Intermission Report, and when we return, we'll take a look at the playoff scenarios as it sits right now. You are listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
5 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, but thanks to advances in treatment, I survived. And when I look back and see how far I've come, you'd think the last thing on my mind would be a checking account. But a new checking account at Fifth Third Bank can help fund Stand Up to Cancer and their cutting-edge research. This groundbreaking initiative is helping save lives. Like, for instance, my life. Learn more at 53.com/SU2C. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank.
Member FDIC. Stand Up to Cancer is a program of the Entertainment Industry Foundation, a 501c3 charitable organization.
Emergency Radio Service is the official radio provider for the Fort Wayne Komets. Communicating with your fleet of vehicles across the state of Indiana just got easier and safer. Turbo Connect from ERS is a wide area two-way radio system offering talk, text, and GPS fleet management throughout most of Indiana. Turbo Connect meets Department of Transportation regulations for hands-free communications and gives you the peace of mind that you can communicate with your fleet without distraction. Reach out to ERS at 260-747-0584. That's 260-747-0584 or online at www.trboconnect.com.
Hey, it's Matt McKibben from Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, where we make the car buying experience fun and exciting. We get you the right car at the right payment that's right for you. It's our spring clearance event where we have over 30 brand new Chrysler 200 in stock, and we're selling each one of them for over $7,000 off MSRP. You can get a great car nicely equipped for $7,000 off. You're buying it for $19,661. It's all month long during our spring clearance event, so come get a Dodge Boy deal under the giant American flag or jump online at GlenbrookDodge.com.
This is Casey Shirey, sales manager from Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and we have the largest selection of vehicles to choose from. Shop 700 vehicles on GlenbrookDodge.com, and you can buy with confidence knowing all of our pre-owned vehicles are expertly inspected, and many of them come with a factory warranty. If you don't see what you want, let me know. I can get it for you. So come get a Dodge Boy deal at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram on Coliseum Boulevard under the giant American flag in Fort Wayne, and always online at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum. Shane Albarani here tonight. Komets trail at 1-0 as we head to the second period of play. And fans, if you're looking for a traditional mortgage or product tailored to your specific needs, contact Hallmark Home Mortgage at 469-0900 or visit them at hallmarkmortgage.com. And Komet fans, the 65th anniversary of Comet Hockey just around the corner. It starts in October, and now you can get your season tickets. A $100 deposit per seat reserves your seat, and you can get early bird pricing, save up to 30% right now when you put down that deposit on next year's season ticket. So get in on that. You can go seek information at the Comet Game Night office or the information booth as you enter the arena, and of course at Komets.com. And the Sport One Parkview Ice House is proud to be the official practice facility of the Fort Wayne Komets, located on Ice Way across from Glenbrook Komets. The Ice House is Fort Wayne's home for hockey. Have some fun during your spring break and register for their skating and hockey camps. Learn a new sport or fine-tune your skills with the help of their certified instructors. Register today at icesports.com/Fort Wayne. Now, taking a look at the playoff picture as things sit right now in the Western Conference. Right now, if the playoffs started tonight, it would be Missouri at Quad City. Missouri 4-0 against Quad City this season. The Komets would be hosting Cincinnati, another team that gave the Komets fits all season long. Komets 5-5 against Cincinnati this season. And then we'd have Idaho at Utah, and then Allen is at Colorado. That would be two very good matchups there in the Western Conference. And just a month ago when we were in Colorado, we were saying, hey, Colorado and Fort Wayne might hook up in the first round of the playoffs. But Colorado Eagles, they have caught fire. Now they have 82 points, and they may actually finish ahead of Idaho and could be in the 3 spot by the time this all winds up, but still got a couple more games to go. Things are still bunched up right there in the Western Conference. We'll have a look at the Eastern Conference in the second intermission, as we also have some good races going on in that Eastern Conference. Look, got a lot of great first-round matchups, and again, Quad City and Fort Wayne could be one of those, with Cincinnati and Quad City playing the final 2 games of the regular season against one another. We'll take another break here during the intermission report. You are listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Auto Care on the Go is auto care that comes to you. We built our business from the ground up based on integrity and honesty. Your vehicle will be professionally repaired on site by Auto Care on the Go. Our certified master mechanic team has over 28 years of auto repair experience. Auto Care on the Go will repair your vehicle, and your activities never stop. Call 574-200-9945 or visit www.autocareonthego.com. Auto Care on the Go. proud sponsors of the Komets, an auto mechanic service to fit your busy life.
Meet bros Jake, Kenny, and Paul.
I got next, okay?
I guess. They may seem like just a bunch of couch potatoes, but rest assured, something profound is about to take place. Because at any moment now, Jake, Kenny, and Paul will crack open an energizing can of Mountain Dew Kickstart. And regular bros, they will be no more. Holy moly, it's happening! The exhilarating blast of dew and juice is entering their mouths and percolating through every facet of their existence. Before you know it, they'll be rolling on out of here, sliding across the dance floor as if it was strewn with the peels of bro nanas. Then this trio will spend the rest of their waking hours whispering sweet, sweet broetry into the ears of any dame that will listen. And listen they shall. These guys are bro-fessionals. Let's do this. We're coming, world! It all starts with a kick. Mountain Dew Kickstart with dew, juice, and just the right amount of kick. Now available in 6 flavors that taste good. Yum.
If you're driving down the road and your car dies at the light, you know you've got to make it here, 'cause we can make it right. Bumping, thumping down the road, transmission's about to blow. We're the ones to fix it right. We're the name to know. Russ Moore. Russ Moore Transmission. We're here to get you going.
If you suspect a transmission problem, come in and talk to the trusted leader in customer service for over 50 years. Russ Moore Transmission.
Russ Moore. Russ Moore. Russ Moore Transmission. We're here to get you going.
Call Russ Moore at 482-9414. We're on Coliseum Boulevard West and in Warsaw. Or visit us at russmore.com.
With 16 locations throughout the state, Ruoff Home Mortgage is proud of our hometown Komets team and proud of our roots. For more than 30 years, we've helped thousands of Hoosier families establish their roots with a mortgage loan. When you need a mortgage that is simple and straightforward from a name you can trust, be sure to stop by any of our offices or go to www.ruoff.com. Ruoff Home Mortgage is licensed by the Indiana DFI, license 10994. This is not an offer for extension of credit or a commitment to lend. Equal housing lender. Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Back live at the Coliseum, Shane Albarani here tonight, and it is 1-0 at the end of one period of play between the Quad City Mallards and the Fort Wayne Komets. To do a quick reset of what's gone on so far, Komets given up 1 goal. It was Matt Neal, his 17th of the season in 18:25. Mike Monfredo, the assist, it did come shorthanded. 3 penalties in the game. Quad City 6 minutes on 3 infractions. Fort Wayne 4 minutes on 2 infractions, and the Komets will have a power play when we restart play in the third period for just 13 seconds, but Komets have got to get some momentum here. Got to get some shots on net, just 6 in the first period.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened the last game when they didn't get many shots out of the net. They don't score a lot of goals. They get 30 shots, they score 4. So that's the story right there. Let's get some shots on the net. But again, this Quad City, pretty good defensive hockey team. They very seldom get caught. When the puck comes into their zone, they put 5 guys in front of that net. The 2 defensemen and 3 forwards are pretty tight to the net so that they can pick up anybody in the slot and block a lot of shots, which they do. So pretty good defensive hockey team with a lot of quick offense up front.
Quad City needs a win tonight, and they need a Tulsa loss at Wichita this evening. And right now, Tulsa and Wichita, no score as they have just gotten underway in Wichita. So if Quad City wins and Tulsa loses, that means Quad City has finally got their ticket punched to the playoffs coming up in the next week. All right, we got one more break to take here during the intermission report, and when we return, we will have the second period for you. You are listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
The brand new Bar 145 is now open on North Clinton Street right beside Baker Street, and you can enjoy gourmet burgers and even build your own with over 200,000 combinations. Their menu also offers classic bar dishes that have been kicked up a notch. This is the hottest new bar in town with excellent food, craft beers, and perfectly aged bourbon, plus a custom-built patio. The atmosphere is ambient and energetic with live entertainment from the best bands in the Midwest every Friday and Saturday night. Bar 145 is Fort Wayne's first gastropub. Bar 145, burgers, bands, and bourbon.
The word is, remember the feeling you got?
Improvement.
When you did something you didn't know you could do.
EMENT. Improvement.
correct. Get that feeling again at Indiana Wesleyan University. Whether you're interested in attending college for the first time, completing a degree, or earning a graduate degree, IWU can help you reach your goals. Visit IWUdegrees.com. IWU. Anything is possible.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets, and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
The destination is yours with Excursions Trailways Motor Coach Company. Excursions Trailways operates trips from Indiana and Ohio to destinations in the continental U.S. and Canada. Excursions is the proud official motor coach provider of the Komets, Tin Caps, IPFW, and St. Francis. They provide excellent customer service and clean, well-maintained coaches with courteous professional drivers. Choose your destination and give Excursions a call at 260-485-6167 or visit them on the web at excursionstrailways.com. Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum. Shane Alberani and Robbie Irons with you here tonight as we get set to drop the puck here on the second period with Quad City up 1-0. We come out to center ice. It'll be Trevor Cheek to take the drop for the Komets.
Still power play time, Komets, 13 seconds.
And the puck is dropped. The Komets have it in their own zone. And they got to go the length of the ice here to get a scoring chance with just 6 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Cheek. Extends his arms, bring it down the ice, takes a shot. Musico got a piece of it. All even on the far boards, and coming out of the box is Matt Carey. And Carey's going to hop right up in the play, going to wheel one around. Here's Nagle. He's going to stop it. And Cody Soul will whip it around, hits the stick of Mike Embach. Embach to Cheek, rolls it in front of the net. And the Mallards are back on D, and they're going to bring it back down the ice. Here's Kyle Fulmer with a takes a shot, and he's offside.
Defense stood up, forced the man to go wide. When he goes wide, the winger has trouble stopping. Force the man offside. Face-off will come outside the zone.
Just underway here in the second period. 1-0 is the score. And Quad City has got the advantage at the moment. Paul Crowder will stand in and take the face-off. And he will be opposed by Matt Neal. Matt Neal has the only goal of the game. Came shorthanded in that first period. As play resumes down in the Komet zone, comes up along the far boards. Now dipped into the corner. Here is Neal. Neal comes up top of the blue line. And here's a cross-ice pass. Here's a shot, and right on the money. And making the save is Pat Nagle.
And Ebert and, of course, Sean Szydlowski both got double minors. So they got 4 minutes for penalties, so they're in the box right now. Doesn't affect the team. They'll play 5 against 5 with those guys sitting out the 4 minutes themselves.
Face off to the left of Nagle, and it will be Neal in there to take the face off with Leo Thomas. And here's the puck drop, tied up on the dot, comes up to Gabe Beaupré, and he will send it into the neutral zone. Off the boards, bank the other way, and the Mallards have it at their own blue line. Up along the far boards, here's Monfredo, got taken away by Leo Thomas, needs some help, centers it up, here's the shot, knocked away, went off the stick of Garrett Mears, comes up top of the blue line, here's another shot, and slowing it down is the goaltender, Musico.
Yeah, Musico's not going to take any chances with that puck. That was high up over the glass, and yet he caught the puck, and he could have got rid of it, but he'll take the face off and start all over.
So the face-off down in the Quad City zone with 18:42 to go here in the second. A little different pace here in the second period than we had in the first. As things slowing down a little bit, as it will be Paul Crowder in the dot, and he wins it, and the Komets get it. Here's Montgomery giving it a look, tries to put it in front of the net. It's broken up, comes off the side of the cage, and the puck now bouncing around. It's still loose. The referee sees it cleanly, and play will continue, and it goes back behind the net. Here's Nackstead, negotiates through traffic, sends it forward, and he hits the tape of Jared Knight in stride, crosses over the blue line, and he rips the shot, and a save made by Nagle.
Held on again. Winger going down the far left wing, taking the shot from the bad angle, looking for something where a mix-up or a mistake by Nagle, but he holds on, kills the play right there. New face-off, line changes by both teams.
Face-off will be to the right of Nagle. Paul Crowder in there, and he will be opposed by Nagle. Comes up top to the blue line. Here's a wrister, comes through, got through traffic. Nagle got a piece of it. Here's a wraparound chance, and Nagle taking no chances. He will drop the glove down and get a whistle.
Eric Graham didn't like that group out there. He's going to change that lineup against them. Home crowd, he gets the last change of any lines out there, so he has that advantage to match lines as much as he can.
So we'll come to the opposite circle this time. It'll be Nagle again, and this time it'll be Trevor Cheek to take it. Comes out to the top of the circle, spun around, comes off the end boards, picked up by the Mallards, back behind the net, comes up top of the blue line. Now up along the far boards. There's a shot knocked down, and Kyle Thomas gets a hold of it for the Komets. He plays it ahead, feathers it forward, comes down into the corner. Uziko will stop it, whips it around up along the far boards, comes out to Cody Soul. He winds up. There's a shot,
right
rebound in front, and knocked away. Kyle Thomas got a piece of it, but the goaltender is there to make the stop. Comes up into the corner, back up top of the blue line. Here's Beaupré, takes a shot, knocked away, rolls in front of the Quad City net where it's picked up and knocked back to the blue line. Komets hold it in just for a moment. Now it's out of the zone. Comes up along the near boards. Here's Beaupré with a backhander up along the far boards, and it's out to Cody Soul, who rims it in, and it comes in front of the Quad City net where it's picked up by Matt Carey. Carey sends it down, knocked away by Cody Corbett, who lost his stick. Cox picks it up. He dumps it off the boards and deep into the Komet zone. It's played. Banking it off the boards is Leo Thomas, and out of the zone, tied up near the penalty box. Comes loose to the center line. Now Cody Corbett crosses over, rips the shot, save made, and it comes into the corner. Back up along the far boards. Quad City has it. There's a cross-ice pass. Right in strides, Kevin Gibson drops it back to Carey. Spins around, gets around one man, takes a shot. And it looks like Nagle got the blocker up, and that one finds the seat.
Up into the glass. That'll kill the play. Nagle will have the face-off right to his left, and line changes by both teams again. 16:48 to go. We're down by one.
So both teams will change it up, and a face-off coming up in the Komet zone. It will be to the left of Nagle. And it's going to be Paul Crowder. Crowder and Matt Neal. And the puck is dropped, comes up to the point. Quad City has it. And now fumbled at the blue line. Schaafsma picks it up for the Komets, floats one over to Montgomery. He will go in wide, absorbs a check as he unloads the puck back behind the net. Now we got a tie-up behind the net as Neal digs it out of there for Quad City, puts it in front. The Mallards have it up along the far boards and out of the zone. Montgomery retreats back. He will bank it off the boards, plays it over to Paul Crowder. Crowder trying to get around Nikiforov, and he comes away with the puck up along the far boards. Here's Will Weber with it. Out to Cody Soul, cross-ice pass, and the big defenseman will lumber forward. And now he flips one ahead out to the Quad City blue line where it's batted back the other way by Nikiforov. He finds Neal. Now return pass to Nikiforov. He carries it over on sides, drops it back. Here's Cox in the slot. Can't get a shot off. Now it's knocked away. It's Kyle Thomas with a nice defensive play. Thomas down in the corner. Him and Cox fight for it. And it comes loose back behind the net to Neal. Now to Cox again. Knocked away by Pat Nagle, and he will glove it down.
Yeah, they got a couple of small forwards that are scooting and bending down, going low, doing everything with the head deeks and that. And they got the big Komet defense trying to get after him, and they reach out and were finally able to get a hold of the puck and get it away from them. But they're pretty hard to hit. They're pretty quick.
Face off to the right of Nagle with 15:47 to go in period number 2. Our score is 1-0 Quad City. Trevor Cheek on the face-off, comes up along the far boards. Here's Corbett off the glass, and the puck is rolling around, and it comes down into the Quad City zone. And now it's tied up along the Quad City bench. Now it's played ahead, comes down into the Komet zone, and it's going to be touched up by Nagle up along the far boards. Here's Kyle Thomas with it, trying to get it to Trevor Cheek. It's knocked away, and the Komets get it back, however. It is Thomas again with it, over to Cody Corbett, and he rims one around up along the far boards to Mike Embach. Embach tries to get it out of the zone. He is knocked away, and it comes up now Comes over to Cheek. Cheek comes in on the goaltender, and he can't get a shot off. Spins the goaltender around, comes back behind the net. Embach still on the play, stepping up as Corbett. He tries to slam one home, and that one is knocked away and thrown out of the zone. Here's Weber back in his own blue line to Kyle Thomas. Thomas getting poked away by Manfredo, but look at Kyle Thomas sticking with the play. Goes back behind the net. He's cut off by Carey. Comes up along the far boards. Puck straight up in the air. Where is it? It comes down on the stick of Embach. Embach at the blue line. Drops it back to Weber. And Weber sends one around. Comes off the side of the cage. Now back behind the net again. Centering pass. Comes free out to the point. And now here's a shot by Hamonic that goes wide. Coming up top, it is Will Weber. Cross-ice pass intercepted by Mike Manfredo. He gives it a look, and he will feather one out into the Comet zone. And that one's going to be an icing with 14-18 to go in the second period. Quad City up 1-0. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
This is Scrap Chat with Max Hall, reminding you that while all metal has value, not all metal recyclers value you. At OmniSource, guys like me tell you what your metal's worth and how to make it worth even more the next time. Because we grind up and spit out scrap, not customers. Find freight advice and fair payment at an OmniSource yard near you in the Fort Wayne area. For locations and a list of metals we buy, visit OmniSource.com or call 855-OmniBuy, 855-666-4289.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
6 minutes passed here in the second period. Here's Gibson teeing one up. That one goes wide, and it comes up along the far board. Comets looking for a scoring chance here. Mears loses the race to the puck, and here's Fulmer with it for Quad City. He throws one into the Comet zone. It goes back behind the net, and here is Beaupré. Beaupré gives a look, goes off the stick of Taylor Crunk. Pass a little too tall for him, and it goes back in the Quad City zone. Brassard with it. Out to Coldwell. And Nikiforov. His pass is picked off by Beaupré, but they get it right back. Here is Cox in on Nagle. Centers it in front, trying to go on the right side. Nobody there. Nikiforov up top of the blue line. Here's a shot from the far wing. That's the save by Nagle. Comes down into the corners. Mears gets hit hard. And here we go. Nikiforov gave an elbow to Mears, and now Mears, who was shaken up on the play, has a miraculous recovery. He hits his feet, and now he's going to go after him.
Well, it's going to be an elbow call, I believe. Nikiforov just nailed him. He had his head down a little bit, and he got binged in the head area and shook him up pretty good. Penalty was being called. A couple of the players got their gloves off and looked at each other, but nobody wanted any part of the fighting. So
it was Beaupré who dropped his gloves first and went in there.
Nikiforov, he's going to go in the box, and hopefully that's all there is to it.
So Comets looks like they'll have a power play here with 13:10 to go in the second. Shots in the game are 17-8. And we get another look at that elbow. And, Nikiforov definitely got that elbow up as Mears was going into the boards. Caught him square right in the forehead. And a 2-minute elbowing call as Mears got spun around, lost his helmet and everything. So the Comets get their second opportunity on the man advantage.
The face-off will go back down into Quad City zone. Second power play. Let's be careful.
Paul Crowder to center this power play lineup as we get ready for the face-off. Naxted in there for Quad City.
Bad drop.
We'll have to line it up and drop her again.
First power play of the game we had late in the first period. They snuck one behind us and got a breakaway and scored the only goal of the game. So we got to be aware of them sneaking behind us. Puck control will help.
Szydlowski now on the face-off, comes up to the blue line to Corbett. Now up along the far boards, knocked down by Paul Crowder. Cannot hang on to it, and the Comets have to retreat backwards. They have to get back on sides. So we've got 13 minutes to go in the second period. Comets on a power play. Cody Corbett gains his own blue line. Going to rim one around in the Quad City zone. Here's Colwell on the other end. He hacks at it. And it comes out to Sean Szydlowski. Sean Szydlowski goes down low. Here's Crowder in front. Here's a shot. Montgomery feigned on it. Backhand. Second attempt. Puck rolling around. And it just goes wide. Szydlowski
got a good shot.
Has got it up top to Corbett. And his pass is knocked away by Manfredo. And the Comets have to quickly get back on side. Szydlowski dishes off on the right-hand side to Paul Crowder. He spins around, comes back to Szydlowski, top of the circle. His pass is intercepted, but the Mallards can't get it out. Here's Schaafsma back behind the net. Komets get a line change. Up top, here's Szydlowski giving it a look. Komets get a fresh decor out there as it comes down to Crowder, back behind the net. Crowder to Kyle Thomas. Up top, Cody still, no, it's Kyle Thomas with it again. Takes the pass, goes back down low. Now up top to Cody Stoll. He's got it. Cross ice. Here is Szydlowski, rips one, and that one save made. Up along the far boards and cleared out with a strong backhand. And it comes out to Nagle, and he will stop it for Cody Stoll. Komets getting some good pressure here on this man advantage.
Still not getting the puck through to the goaltender. That's the big thing right now.
Trevor Cheek over the blue line. Sends it over to Thomas. Now it's Schaafsma with it, coming down low. Takes a shot and save made. Or that was Mears with it. Now it is Thomas. Thomas has it, coming in on the goaltender. Centers it, has Mears, and he just could not feed it through as the goaltender, Muzico, was able to smother it up before the pass could go through. And now we got some little extracurriculars after the whistle.
Yeah, Mears getting in there in the goal crease there and wrestling with the defenseman, trying to get at it, caused a little problems. But the key to the thing was the shot was taken at the net. It got hit by a skate and redirected between the goaltender, almost went through his legs. He was able to squeeze it and hold off.
And we still have not seen Jordan Southward back in the game after leaving with an undisclosed injury there in the first period. Southward's first game back since missing a few on a call-up with Manitoba, the AHL. 11:26 to go in the second. Quad City up 1-0. The Komets still have 17 seconds to go on the power play. And a face-off coming up in the Quad City zone. Trevor Cheek.
17 seconds power play. Komets.
And Trevor Cheek will be in there with Matt Neal. Neal with the only goal tonight, his 17th of the season. And Cheek stands in there. Comes down to Muzico. He will spin it around off the boards. Comes along the far side, and it's going to come down into the Komet zone where Nagle will stop it. And we're down to 5 seconds to go on the power play. Comes up to Beaupré, gains his own blue line. He will send one into the far
all
corner.
Even, 5-on-5.
Will chase after it. Here's Zembach in the corner, comes up along the far boards, and Neal digs it out of there. Nikiforov has it after sitting out 2 minutes for elbowing. Here's a quick little wrister on Nagle. He got the blocker up. Comes up along the far boards. And now Stoll digging it for it. And Trevor Cheek lost it. Comes out. Here's the shot. Nagle makes the easy stop. Comes down into the corner again. Now back behind the net. Nikiforov with it. He gets tangled up in the corner. Skates free of the crowd. Comes up top of the blue line. Coldwell. His shot knocked away. Comes out to Nikiforov again. Now Embach at the blue line. He gets a hold of it. And he's able to clear the zone. And coming back down are the Mallards. Here is Neal with it. He plays it ahead. They gain the blue line. They're on sides. Here's Manfredo. Gets pushed wide by Cody Stoll. Now he takes a hack from Stoll. Still stays on his feet. Spins one around. Back behind the net for Leo Thomas. And now here's Beaupré absorbing a big hit by Eberle. That puck is going to come free out to the neutral zone. And back here is Gibson with it for Quad City. He turns on the jets, brings it down the right side. Drops it off to Eberle, negotiating traffic in the slot. Eberle takes a shot, and he just rips it wide. Comes up top. Here's Gibson down in the corner. Puts it on net, goes off the side of the cage, now up along the far boards. Here's Beaupré, cannot clear it. Stopped at the blue line, and now here's Krunk with it. He's able to get it to Leo Thomas. Thomas could not get free as Muzico sends it forward and back the other direction.
Nice check, Krunk.
Here's Nagle with it. Here's a shot on Nagle. Makes the save. Rebound comes down in the corner and up along the near boards. Krunk with it. Whips one around, over onto the far side. Here's Hamonic taking a check, and it comes up top of the blue line. Komets have it. They're able to stick handle it out of the zone, and the Komets will get a change, and it comes all the way down into the Quad City end with 9:16 to go in the second period. 1-0 Mallards. Here's Hamonic over to Will Weber. Return pass to Hamonic in their own zone. Sends it out to the neutral zone. Up along the right-hand side. They send it into the opposite corner, deep into the Quad City zone. Back behind the net. It's spun around. And the Mallards have it. It's good Branson. Goes to the opposite side. Here's Sam Warning with it. He is going to back it into his own end. Now back over on the right-hand side and played into the Komet zone, where it's gathered up And back the other direction. Here's Crowder, gives it a look, floats one ahead. Here's Szydlowski, takes a shot, missed it wide.
Had the goalie moving.
And here's Corbett on the other end. Corbett down low. Here's Szydlowski back up top to Corbett, intercepted by Carey. He turns the corner, lost the puck again. Komets have it.
Crowder
in front, in the corner now. It's Szydlowski up top to Corbett. Corbett gives it a look. He rips one in. That one's knocked down by the defender in front. Comes down back behind the net. Here is Crowder up along the far boards and to the blue line. Here's Corbett. Corbett gives it a look. He risks one. That one gets free but doesn't get on the goaltender. Goes back behind the net. Crowder up along the far boards. Komets have it with 8:05 to go in the second period. Here's Will Weber. He is going to get cornered. He's able to unload the puck, however. High slot. Here's Corbett coming down the back door. Takes a shot, and Ezekiel makes a save. And it comes back behind the net. Here's a centering pass. Crowder, and that one
deflected.
Caught the stick of the defender. 25 good Branson, and that one will find the seats. 7:48 to go here in the second period. 1-0 Quad City. We'll take a break. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
Wake up to a great breakfast at a great price with Tim Hortons' new 2 for $4 breakfast sandwich deal. You get 2 breakfast sandwiches with your choice of sausage or bacon with egg and American cheese on a freshly baked home-style biscuit or English muffin for just $4. Guys, it's a deal so good, I'm on my way over right now. Literally. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting breakfast, amazing coffee. At participating U.S. restaurants. Offer available on breakfast sandwiches for a limited time plus applicable taxes. Single sandwiches at regular price.
Are you looking for a great way to entertain family, friends, clients, or employees? Or just treat yourself to a night of entertainment? Luxury suites or club seats at the Memorial Coliseum can be exactly what you're looking for. Whether it's a Fort Wayne Comet hockey game or other sporting event, a concert or family show, suites and club seats at the Coliseum are available on a single event basis. Amazing food and drinks delivered right to your seat. You'll never miss a moment of the action. Call the Premium Seating Office, 260-480-2186. About the suites and club seats at the Memorial Coliseum. Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum. Komets trail it 1-0. And they have got the puck down in the Quad City zone. Here's Kyle Thomas at the blue line. Plays it in the corner, goes back behind the net. Embach chasing his man up along the far boards. Embach pins Manfredo up against the glass, and it comes back behind the net. Quad City plays it up along the near wall. Tripped up is Thomas, and coming back the other direction, 2-on-2. Here's Neal. Dropping it back to Nikiforov. Down low to Neal. Give and go. Here's a shot, and making a great save is Pat Nagle. Embach has it. Trying to break it out, coming down the other direction. Here's Cody Soul, rips one
to the net.
And a save made by Musico. Up along the far boards, and coming down into the Comet zone is Cody Corbett. Corbett will back skate, dump it off the boards, and it comes down into the Quad City zone. No icing on the play as Manfredo has it. He gets it poke checked away, comes up along the near wall, picked up by Nikiforov, and now goes back behind the net. Being chased by Garrett Mears. He knocks the pass down, comes up along the near wall, and fed forward over Nikiforov's head, and it comes down into the Comet end, where Cody Corbett gathers it up, backhander over to Hamonic, drops it back to Corbett. He goes right up the middle of the ice, it's intercepted, coming back the other way, 3-on-2 chance. Here's a centering pass, blocked in front, and it comes up to Leo Thomas. Thomas down the left-hand side, plays it off the boards, trying to get around Gibson. Gets it deep into the corner. He's cut off before he can do anything with it. Comes up to the blue line. Here's a shot, knocked down in front, and Schaafsma right there. Mears is there, cannot get it through the goaltender.
Leo Thomas
on the right side. Here we go, another 3-on-2 break. Here's Knight bearing on the goaltender. Down low, Knight going to get pushed wide. Tries to wrap it around, and pinning it up against the pipes is Pat Nagle, and he'll get a whistle.
Yeah, getting jammed against the post there, and that hurts your leg. But again, the Comet defense held up. They keep the puck out as Quad City comes right back with pressure on the Comet net.
6:02 to go here in period number 2. Quad City up 1-0. Just one shorthanded goal came at the tail end of the first period. That is their only goal tonight so far. Comets looking for a win and to lock up that second seed in the Western Conference.
8-7 shots on goal in this period. Comets favor, but they've had about 20 attempts, just can't get it through to the goalie.
21-14 is the total shots in favor of Quad City. And we're out to neutral territory here as Carey plays it backwards up along the far side. Mallards have it. They play it into the Comet zone, wind it up. Here's a shot that's knocked down by Weber. Weber didn't know where it was for a moment. Cross-ice pass picked up by the Komets. And here's Jamie Schaafsma, could not get the pass. Komets have to get back on sides, but Brassert's going to take care of that. He takes the puck away along the near side, feeds it forward, knocked down at center ice, and the Mallards have it. Carey going to wheel it over, bring it over the line, over to Brassert, comes down into the corner, looking for someone to center it to. Nobody there, has to go to the opposite side. Here's Sam Warning, could not handle the pass, and that one is going to be all the way down to the Quad City blue line. They still have the play. Now they come back forwards. Here is Brassert in front, knocked away by Pat Nagle. Here's a return shot, another save by Nagle, and it comes all the way down, and that one should be an icing. Yep. And 5:03 to go. 5:03. We'll take a break. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Here's some good policy from your local independent agent and Auto Owners Insurance. When you insure your home and car with us, you receive a multi-policy discount. And when you add Auto Owners Life Insurance, you get a special discount on your home and car insurance. Auto Owners Insurance will save you money on all of the insurance you already have. Now that's good policy. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
For all your insurance needs, visit Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn. Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Quick shot off the face-off results in another save for Pat Nagle, so we'll line it up and drop it again in the Comet zone. Here's Cheek to take the face-off. Comes down to Nagle, goes back behind the net, goes off the boards. Too tall for Mike Embach. And a shot made from the point by the Mallards and an easy save for Nagle again.
Yeah, you got to make those passes. You can't have those giveaways. As you saw right there, bad pass coming around the net. The winger couldn't handle it. Goes right on the Mallards' stick. Bang on the net. Nagle has to make a save.
Here's the puck drop, comes up along the far wall and all the way down to the Quad City zone. Here's a centering pass to Cheek. That was broken up. Here's Kyle Thomas trying to get it to Cheek again. Comes up top to the blue line. On the point is Corbett. Up along the far side. Here's a shot, knocked down in front. Just rebound wide. Rebound by Cheek. Second opportunity. Could not get that far post. Here's Embach centering. Here's Cheek again with it up top. Here's a shot, and it's whistled wide.
As Corbett let that go.
Comets still have it. Here is Gabe Beaupré in front. That one whistles wide again. Comes up along the far boards. And here we go. Neal sneaking in the back door. Couldn't handle the pass. And Neal gets taken off the play by Thomas, but Neal gets it back. Comes up into the high slot. Who pushes it over to the circle. Here's a shot by good Branson. Knocked down. Nikiforov with it. He gives it a look. Comes up top of the blue line. High slot now. Good Branson again. Far boards. And the pass goes behind the net. Eberle comes free with it, intercepted by Embach. He floats one forward and all the way down.
Line change Comets. Hurry up.
Zico will not stop it, and he leaves it for the defenseman. As again, the Comets get a change up along the far boards with 3:36 to go in the second. 1-0 is the score. Quad City with the lead. Comets have it in their own zone. Here's Will Weber giving it up. And along the near wall, comes up top of the blue line. Here's Neal, lost an edge. Oh, we got a penalty call. It's going to be on the Comets.
Yeah.
And
slashing.
We're going to have a slash. First penalty of the game, or first power play of the game, rather, on the Comets. So Quad City going on the power play here with 3:20 to go in the second period.
And again, a giveaway in their own zone at the blue line caused the problem as they got the puck shot right back at them as they were breaking to the net. That's when the man had to come across and do the slash. Comets find themselves in the box, and Crunk will get the 2-minute penalty for slashing. First power play of the game for Quad City.
Quad City 19th in the league on the power play. Comets 4th best penalty kill in the ECHL.
Good face-off here, guys. 3:20 in the period, 2-minute power play, Quad City.
Comes up to the blue line in the Comet zone. Mallards are able to hold on to it. And now the Comets get it, and they clear it out. Comes out to the center line. Here's Austin Caldwell over to Carey. Now back to Caldwell. Return pass to Carey. He's at his own blue line. He is able to get around Schaafsma. Now he plays it into the Comet zone deep into the far corner. And back behind the net. Wheeled around.
All the way out.
Get it out of the zone.
We need to sneak one like they did in the first period. Short-handed one would be nice.
Here's Caldwell back behind the net. Skates in front of his own net. Now back to Caldwell up along the far boards. They carry it in. They're onside. Comes up top of the blue line, and now the Mallards can set up here. They go down low. Here's Jared Knight with it up top of the blue line. Puck rolling around, comes up to Caldwell on the point. Now down low to Carey. Carey skates up to the top of the circle. Cross-ice pass. Intercepted by Schaafsma. Took his time, and he, with the backhander, clears it out. And the penalty killers will come out for the Komets. Fresh set of legs as number 7, Austin Caldwell, holds it back behind the net. He'll get some space, and he will bring it out with still 50 seconds to go on this Quad City power play. Now up along the far boards in the Komet zone. Here's a shot knocked down before it gets through, and the Komets easily clear it.
Cody Saul knocked that down and fired it down the ice.
Down the length of the ice. Zico will stop it, and he leaves it for Mike Manfredo. Manfredo hits his own blue line as he strides forward, hands it off to good Branson. He gets it over the blue line. Komets are right there to snuff it out, but Nikiforov hangs onto it.
Line.
He comes in, tries to go to the back door to Eberle. He was tied up by Hamonic. Up top to the blue line. Hamonic bats at it, gets it over the blue line, and the Mallards have to retreat. Good Branson has it, carries it over the line, onside. Here's a shot on Nagle, makes the stop here.
Rebound
in front, and it goes wide. No one was there to pick up Neal, and he got a good
all even, 5-on-5.
Now back behind the net with 1:15 to go in the period. Komets have it. Here's Crunk fresh out of the box. Gets it over the blue line, and the Mallards bat it right back down. Here they come 2-on-2 as they cross over. Coming over wide is going to be Cox. Offside, and a face-off coming up outside the Komet blue line.
Minute and 3 seconds. Lines will change up a little bit. Everybody racked at it, and let's see if we can get one in this last minute and 33 seconds.
Shots are 27-15 in favor of Quad City, but what we saw Sunday when the Komets rattled off 30 shots in that third period, certainly nothing is impossible after what we saw Sunday.
Yeah, well, I think that's what everybody's waiting for, them to wake up and get going again, but they need one to get the gears started.
Face off just outside the Komet blue line, and the puck is dropped. Komets get it back. Here is Beaupré up on the far boards. Hey, got it intercepted. Back the other way. Here's Nagle. He's got to stop it back behind the net. Warning chasing after him. Comes up top, and they clear the zone. Splits the defenders. Zico will stop it, and he hands it off to Fulmer. And Fulmer goes up the middle of the ice. That one's going to go clear, and that one will be an icing.
It's icing the other way. 37 seconds. Face off back into Quad City zone.
Well, we'll take a look at scores going on in the ECHL tonight. One game impacts the two combatants here this evening. That's the Wichita-Tulsa game. And also have a look at the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference coming up in the intermission report in just 37 seconds. Face-off will be to the left of Musico. He has stopped all 15 shots he has seen. And here's Beaupré trying to get the 16th on net. Here's a shot. There we are. Backhander. Komets. Jamie Schaafsma gets the goal. Number 25 for the captain. And the Komets tie it up. And Jamie Schaafsma, just so opportunistic. It seems like whenever the Komets need one, he gets one. He got the game-tying goal Sunday, and right there he was on the doorstep. It was a shot from the point for Beaupré, and the rebound came right to Schaafsma, and he knocks it home.
Yeah, and again, right from the face-off draw, Crowder, he got the puck back to the draw. That's when Beaupré faked the shot, then a little good one go. The rebound was out, and that's where Schaafsma was and knocked her in. Good goal. Nice time, too.
An even strength goal for the Komets. Couldn't come at a better time. It ties it up at 1. And we have got 22 seconds to go here in the period. Comes down into the corner, down in the Komet zone. Here's Eberle being chased by Weber up top, and the Komets have it with 12 seconds. Here's Kyle Thomas. Thomas turning on the Jets, trying to get around the defender. And on the goaltender, he shoots, and a save made. Comes down into the corner with 3 seconds. In front of the net, Komets can't get a hold of it, and that will have the period expire So at the end of 2 periods of play, the Komets finally get some life going and finally are able to get some shots through to the goaltender. And that was just a blind shot that rolled right to the stick of Schaafsma. And when you're a veteran player, you know just to put it on net, good things will happen.
Well, exactly, and that's what happened. They got the shot on. Schaafsma got loose a little bit. He really didn't get a real great shot. It was down low and went underneath the goaltender's pads. So we got a break there. But we get ourselves a goal, tie it up in the last 34 seconds of that period. That's a big lifter for us right there, going in the dressing room 1-1. We still got outshot 14-11 in that period, but we were able to get the goal and tie the game.
We are at the second intermission at the end of 40 minutes of play here at the Coliseum. A good crowd on hand here on this Wednesday night, and they've seen a pretty good hockey game. We are tied at 1, and Robbie, it's a game we expected to see. Again, end-to-end hockey, and this game is flying by.
Yeah, and like I say, it's the giveaways that are going to create the problems, especially for the Komets. They come around the net, they don't make that perfect pass, and they lose control. This Quad City team's all over you. They got real quick forwards. They're not that big, but boy, can they handle the puck, and they get those shots on the net. Fortunately, the Komet defense has been able to cover up quite a bit. And again, back of the net, Pat Nagle is having a pretty good game.
All right, we'll take a break, and we're coming up. The intermission report. You are listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
WOWO-AM, Fort Wayne. Are you special? Every time you see an envelope, do you push it? Well, Partners First Federal Credit Union has the mortgage as unique as you. No more one-size-fits-all. Get fixed or adjustable rates, terms that fit you, and loan servicing that will never be sold. Get the individual attention you deserve from Partners First Federal Credit Union. Visit any of their 7 Fort Wayne area locations.
Promotion runs April 1st through May 31st, 2016. Some restrictions may apply. Standard underwriting guidelines apply. Partners First Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender and is federally insured through the NCUA.
It's Chevy Truck Month. What do you want in a family of trucks? Dependability? Capability? Best-in-class available V8 fuel economy? What if you can get all of this and more? Meet the all-new 2016 Silverado 1500, the new face of strong. Now during Truck Month, see why Chevy is the fastest-growing pickup brand. See your Northeast Indiana and Ohio Chevy dealers. Best-in-class fuel economy with 5.3-liter V8 engine. EPA estimate 16 city, 23 highway MPG two-wheel drive based on latest year-to-year sales growth.
Have you had an MRI and later were shocked by the high cost of your copay? Your out-of-pocket insurance cost can be 3 times higher depending on where you go. Call us first. Find out your estimated costs before your exam. And if you don't have insurance, pay as little as $4.25. Why pay more? It's your choice where you go. Choose from our 3 locations: Auburn, Decatur, or Fort Wayne Open MRI on Lake Avenue.
Hey, we have some good news for the new year. Eating a little better just got a lot easier. Because Applebee's took grill and bar favorites you love and made them a little better for you. Stop by today and try our new grilled onion sirloin with stout gravy, shrimp wonton stir fry, or hot shot whiskey chicken, starting at $9.99. All of the bold flavor, less of the calories. Only at Applebee's. Price and participation varies.
Bees Late Night means half-price select appetizers. Unwind with us Sunday through Thursday after 9 p.m.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets, and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
Pass on your love of gardening to your children by letting them explore the garden with Midwest Gloves and Gear's full line of Disney products. Mickey Mouse, Princesses, Minnie Mouse, Cars, Fairies, and Frozen are featured in Midwest Disney line of products, including gloves, hats, watering cans, buckets, tools, and much more. When you need gloves and gear, think Midwest Gloves and Gear. Chillicothe, Missouri. Time for the Tim Hortons Coffee Break Intermission Report. Presented by Tim Hortons, the official coffee and donuts of the Komets.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum. We are tied at 1 after 40 minutes to play between the Komets and the Quad City Mallards. Shane Albarani and Robbie Irons on hand to take you through this one. The Komets got their hands full. And again, the Komets get a victory tonight. They lock up the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Komets just need 2 points in the final 3 regular season games to lock up that 2nd seed, as right now they are trying to hold off Idaho and Colorado for that 2nd spot. Missouri, of course, has had the top spot wrapped up for some time, but the Komets looking to keep that 2nd seed, which means home ice advantage for at least the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. They would only not have home ice advantage if they played Missouri in the conference finals. So a lot to be decided yet in these final 3 games, and Quad City, they are fighting for their playoff lives with a victory here tonight and a Tulsa loss. They wrap up a playoff spot, but that doesn't mean that Quad City will be stuck in that 8th spot, as they could be moving up, as they are just 3 points behind Cincinnati, and they play Cincinnati the final 2 regular season games this Friday and Saturday. Taking a look at what has happened so far in this one, just 2 goals to tell you about. First one came from Matt Neal, his 17th of the season, came at 18:25 in the first period. Mike Manfredo, the assist, and that one was a shorthanded goal. And we almost went through the entire 2nd period without a goal scored until the captain, Jamie Schaafsma, got number 25 on the season. He leads the team in that category. It came at 19:27. Gabe Beaupré, the only assist on that goal so far. Penalties in the game. In the first period, it was Matt Carey, 2 minutes boarding at 18:13. Then it was Eberle and Szydlowski. Each got a double minor for boarding at 19:25. Nikiforov, a 2-minute elbowing minor at 6:50. And then Taylor Crunk, 2 minutes slashing at 16:40. PJ Musico, the goaltender for Quad City tonight. He has seen 17 shots, made 16 saves. Pat Nagle has been very steady tonight, as he has let 1 goal in. Again, it was a shorthanded chance in that first period. He has faced 27 shots, and he has saved 26 of them. Quad City on the power play, 0 for 1, and the Komets are 0 for 2. Quad City 8 minutes in penalties on 4 infractions. Quad City 6 minutes in penalties on 3 infractions. A good crowd here on hand on this cold and rainy Wednesday night. It is a Deuces Wild Wednesday, so we've got 7,586 in the building tonight to see a pretty good hockey team between 2 teams that could possibly meet up in the playoffs even in that first round. If the Komets can knock down the number 2 seed and Quad City can move up, those 2 teams will meet in that first round. And we do know the Komets will be playing the first 2 home games right here at the Coliseum on April 15th and April 16th. It is Friday and Saturday, and you can get those playoff tickets now for your Midwest Division champs, Fort Wayne Komets, as they head to the Kelly Cup playoffs. You can get them right now at the Coliseum ticket office or at Komets.com. All right, we'll take a break, and when we return, we will take a look at the Eastern Conference playoff picture as we head to the final 3 regular season games of the season. You are listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has added some new members to the team. Introducing the all-new Renegade with legendary Jeep performance and incredible fuel economy, starting at $17,995 minus incentives. Also now on the starting lineup is the all-new redesigned Ram Rebel. With its striking design and powerful standard engine, this is a new crowd favorite with a muscle to back it up. The new scrapper on the team is the all-new Dodge Hellcat. With 707 horsepower, this secret weapon will leave the competition wondering what hit them. Daniel is a proud sponsor of Komet Hockey, and we invite all the fans to come experience the difference in your next car buying experience. See the complete lineup of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all at O'Daniel on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or online at o'danielauto.com.
If you treated your smartphone like greasy fast food treats your body...
Should I hang the picture here?
A little higher. Yeah, perfect.
I'll get the hammer.
No, don't be silly. I'll use my phone.
Wait!
You'd have no way to watch cat videos. So say no to greasy fast food and treat your body to the new rotisserie-style chicken sandwich from Subway. Made with tender, hand-pulled, all-white meat chicken raised without antibiotics. With your choice of fresh veggies on freshly baked bread. The Subway Sandwich Shop. Fresh is what we do.
Here's some good policy from your local independent agent and Auto Owners Insurance. When you insure your home and car with us, you receive a multi-policy discount. And when you add Auto Owners Life Insurance, you get a special discount on your home and car insurance. Auto Owners Insurance will save you money on all of the insurance you already have. Now that's good policy. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
For all your insurance needs, visit Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne. Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum. We are at the second intermission with the Komets and Mallards tied at 1. Fans, if you're looking for traditional mortgage or a product tailored to your specific needs, contact Hallmark Home Mortgage at 469-0900 or visit them at hallmarkmortgage.com. And the Sport One Parkview Ice House is proud to be the official practice facility of the Fort Wayne Komets. Located on Ice Way across from Glenbrook Commons, the Ice House is Fort Wayne's home for hockey. It's never too late to learn how to skate. The Sport One Parkview Ice House offers programs to ages 3 and up. Visit icesports.com/Fort Wayne to see a list of our upcoming Learn to Skate classes. Register today. Taking a look at the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference, still a lot of races yet to be decided, much like the Western Conference. But in the Eastern Conference, you have a lot of teams. Only 4 teams have been able to lock up a playoff spot. And if the playoffs were to begin tonight, here's what it would look like. Toledo would play Elmira. Now, Kalamazoo was in that 8th spot just last weekend. Kalamazoo, if they get a win here tonight, they are playing against Brampton. They could be back in that 8th spot. And then you've got South Carolina taking on Wheeling. It would be Manchester taking on Adirondack. And then Florida would be taking on Reading. Florida and Adirondack, they were matched up this weekend as well. So things changing just by the hour in the Eastern Conference. And if we take a look a little bit closer at the standings, we can see how close everybody is, as you are looking at Adirondack with 80 points, Wheeling and Elmira with 79, and then Kalamazoo right now in the 9th spot with 77. So you could have Wheeling actually going from 7 to 9, or not, or even jumping up to the 6th spot where Adirondack is with 80 points, and then you've got Reading at 82. After that, it's pretty much clear. And you've got Toledo, South Carolina, Manchester, and Florida pretty much set in their spots. Toledo running away with the conference right now with 97 points. Looks like they're going to lock up home ice throughout the playoffs. Now, taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, South Carolina is up on Atlanta 1-0. It is Norfolk 4, Greenville 2. Now, the game that impacts this game, Tulsa and Wichita. Tulsa up on Wichita 1-0. They are just now going to the second period, and Quad City cannot clinch a playoff spot unless Tulsa loses tonight and they get the win over the Komets. Now, Kalamazoo, they are also fighting for their playoff lives. They were up 3-0 at one point in this game. They've got 3:15 to go in the second period. Brampton has now pulled within 1. It is now 3-2. Kalamazoo could be back in the playoffs by the end of the night. They have got to get that win at Brampton this evening. Other game going on, we have got 3-2, Evansville at Allen. Evansville over the defending Kelly Cup champions in that one. And then one more game yet to get underway tonight. It is Colorado at Alaska. All right, we'll take another break here during the intermission report. You are listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Hey girls, want to go to a group class at Speece tonight? I think I'm headed to spin class. The upbeat music and the energetic instructors help me enjoy exercising.
Well, I want to go to yoga. There's nothing better than a calming workout after a stressful day at the office.
I've heard they have Aqua Zumba, but I don't have a Speece membership. How can I try to see if I like it?
Simply bring in Comet Ticket Stub to receive a free 1-week trial. With over 100 group class times, Speece Fitness has a variety of classes to fit anyone's schedule and fitness routine. All group and aqua classes are free to members. Speece Fitness is the premier club offering the most services and amenities in Fort Wayne. In addition to the clean, spacious facility and amazing staff, Speece also offers flexible membership plans, corporate and insurance discounts, and affordable affordable childcare. Visit Speece Fitness, located conveniently off I-69, and bring your Comet ticket stub to receive a free 1-week trial.
Are you looking for a great way to entertain family, friends, clients, or employees? Or just treat yourself to a night of entertainment? Luxury suites or club seats at the Memorial Coliseum can be exactly what you're looking for. Whether it's a Fort Wayne Komet hockey game or other sporting event, a concert or family show, suites and club seats at the Coliseum are available on a single event basis. Amazing food and drinks delivered right to your seat. You'll never miss a moment of the action. Call the Premium Seating Office, 260-480-2186. About the suites and club seats at the Memorial Coliseum.
Hey, it's me, your checking account. Listen, there was some suspicious activity like a week ago. Yeah, I meant to tell you earlier, but I forgot. Sorry.
We were curious. Wouldn't you rather have a checking account that puts you in the know faster and helps stop account fraud faster? Open a Fifth Third checking account with instant alerts at 53.com/alerts and get transaction notifications right to your phone. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank. Member FDIC, $50 minimum deposit to open a checking account. Mobile data and text message charges may apply. Contact provider for details, subject to internet banking terms and conditions.
Once upon a galaxy in a world far, far ago.
This party is lame. There's no cool kids here.
But Dad, you planned the party.
You're right. I'm tired of being in the doghouse. The other dads were laughing at me and throwing cats. That's seriously bad.
Since Father Figure was concerned with his approval rating, he knew we needed to act fast.
We need someone to bring the fun stat.
How about me, kids?
Get out of here, you. You're bat poop crazy. And besides, I'm 43.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Well, we dodged a rubber chicken with that one.
Now, since Father Figure had incurred the wrath of the Clown Mafia, he knew he needed to overcompensate and get some cool points fast. Oh, yes. Cool points are like gold. Pretty shiny gold.
I need to call Tag Art. Give me that phone, Joey.
It's Tommy.
That's what I said, Frank. I'm dialing 456-6999.
With that, Father Figure was instantly connected to Tag Art, where a whole list of service options were laid out before him. Caricatures, face painting, costume characters, stilt walkers, and beyond. No pressure, no egos, and all local talent. Tax-paying artists, bully.
And no more flying cats.
Father Figure further learned of Tag Art's website, tagartcompany.com, where he could see samples of work and not just trust a stranger with a great phone voice.
He did have a great phone voice.
So the next time you need to bring the fun to your party, college, office, mitzvah, reception, or general wacky-doo shindig.
They do wacky-doo too?
They truly do. For you too. No poo. So get the tag team, and you'll know why they say, Tag, we're it.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum, we are getting ready to drop the puck here for the third period. Komets and Mallards are tied at 1. This game is very important for both of these clubs as we get things started here in the third period. Just 2 goals, Matt Neal and Jamie Schaafsma, and we are tied heading into the third period. So we'll take one last break, and then we'll have the puck drop for you. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets, and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
Old Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the values you've been looking for on all the new 2016 models. Starting at $16,405, the all-new 2016 Dodge Dart is already a bestseller with great fuel economy and sporty looks. Now get incredible savings and low monthly payments on this new model. The Ram 1500 pickup, 2-time truck of the year with more power and guts than any other truck on the market. With its striking design and powerful standard engine, this is one tough truck. Also, check out our new line of commercial Pro Master vans for all your work needs. Chrysler has perfected the family vehicle with the Chrysler Town & Country. 7-passenger seating, dual TVs, satellite radio, and all with a great price and exceptional value. See the complete lineup of new Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram trucks, all at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or online at o'danielauto.com.
Nagle Brick Company carries hundreds of styles of brick, literally something for every taste. With the change in the seasons, it's good to know that Nagle also offers a wide variety of fireplaces, many of them Heat and Glow's finest, to add style to your home and warm it up on those cold evenings. They can even put a Heat and Glow insert into your existing fireplace to make it more efficient. Be sure to check out their fireplace showroom for some design ideas. Nagle Brick is located on Fort Wayne's north side, not far from the Speece Fieldhouse. For a great Heat and Glow fireplace or that perfect brick for your home, see Nagle, N-O-B, Nagle Brick. quick.
It's Chevy Truck Month. What do you want in a family of trucks? Dependability? Capability? Best-in-class available V8 fuel economy? What if you can get all of this and more? Meet the all-new 2016 Silverado 1500, the new face of strong. Now during Truck Month, see why Chevy is the fastest-growing pickup brand. See your Northeast Indiana and Ohio Chevy dealers. Best-in-class fuel economy with 5.3-liter V8 engine. EPA estimate 16 city, 23 highway MPG two-wheel drive based on latest year-to-year sales growth.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
And the Mallards have got the puck as they carry it into the Comet zone. They carry it over the blue line. Comes down to Schaafsma in the corner. Goes back behind the net. And he is going to hit his own blue line. Goes right up the middle of the ice. He is going to spin it into the corner. Goes back behind the net. Here's Schaafsma.
Looking for the defenseman.
On the far boards. He splits the defenders. It's going to come all the way down.
Look out. Michael breakaway.
The shot in on Nagle. Makes the stop. And squirting through there was Jared Knight up along the far boards. Komets, that's right. He just kind of came out of nowhere. Nagle was there and made the easy save. And it is Hamonic back at his own blue line. Hamonic up along the far boards. Just 1.5 minutes passed here in the third period. We're still tied at 1 as Monfredo has it being chased by Paul Crowder. And it's going to be out to the blue line. It's going to be picked up by Mears. Mears off the boards, and it comes down into the corner where Beckstead will play it up along the far boards. Here's Crunk with it. Got a poke checked away, and up to the blue line. Up along the far boards. Komets can't get it in deep, and back come the Mallards. Everly up along the far boards. He gets spun off the play by Hamonic, and back all the way down into the Comet zone is played. Up along the far boards, and it's going to come all the way down. And Musico will stop it, and he'll just keep it there and put it in his pocket, and we'll get a whistle.
Faceoff will stay in the Comet zone. Line change, Quad City. Comet defense changes up a bit. Komets back at it Friday night in Indy. Saturday night back here, Indianapolis. Last game of the season, awards night, everything that night. So come on out and watch the last regular season game. Playoffs, of course, start the following Friday and Saturday.
Face-off will be on the right-hand side of Musico, the goaltender for Quad City. He has seen 18 shots, and he has stopped 17 of them. And here's the puck drop, comes up to the blue line. Beaupré gets it in deep, comes down to the corner. Here's Neal for Quad City. He gets bumped off the play. Neal tries to center it up, gets it up to Colwell, up along the far boards, and they will clear to the zone. Colwell has it, dishes off to Cox. He spins one off the glass, comes back behind the net, and Colwell pins his man up against the boards. That's Beaupré. And now Cheek comes in to help out, comes up along the far boards to Cox, now down low again. And again, Nikiforov. He gets cut off the play. Mbach has it. He plays it ahead, comes off the boards, and it comes back to Mbach, and he fans on it. And again, this is Mike Mbach's first live game in about a month, so Emmer looks a little lost out there. Here's Cox with a shot, and a save made by Nagle.
Nice save up with the shoulder.
Thrown into the corner, and then back knocked down by Fulmer. Puck rolling on Fulmer, comes off the glass, and it comes out to the blue line. Here's Carey with it. He sends it over to Fulmer. Fulmer, cross-ice pass. And now he plays it ahead for Sam Warning. Drop back pass to Fulmer up along the near side. He feeds one along the wall. Comes out to Pat Nagle. He will stop it behind the net. Leaves it for Cody Corbett. Spins one around. Comes up to the blue line. And Warning will get it in deep. Goes back behind the net in the corner. Now back behind the net. Here's the centering pass. And a penalty is going to be called on Fort Wayne. As Warning sneaking in the back door. They're going to get Crowder.
Yeah, Crowder's going to get it. He was back checking on the play. And the man went right for the net. And Crowder had to give him a little shove. Otherwise, he gets a pass from the man, and he's got an open net. So Crowder pushed him off to avoid a goal. He'll get 2 minutes for interference.
Second time tonight. That's the Komets. So we'll skate a man down.
Hooking, they call it.
16:33 to go in the third period. Hooking is the call, and power play time coming up for the Quad City Mallards.
Schaafsma in there to take the draw.
And it comes up to the right-hand side of Pat Nagle. Comes up to the blue line. Here's Colwell on the right-hand side. Poke checked away. And it comes all the way down. Zico will stop it, and he will go back behind the net. Colwell will go up along the far boards. Can't get it past Szydlowski.
Got a man in front.
Szydlowski has Schaafsma coming down low. He shoots. Zico the save.
Nice
and a
save.
Rebound comes up along the far boards. And here come the Mallards on the attack. Man advantage. They send it deep into the corner. Goes back behind. Now back into the far corner. Up along the far boards. Ebach fights with his man. And now we got a big pileup up along the far boards. Comes loose back behind the net. Comes down here. Here's Cody Soul. Now it goes to Will Weber. Weber checks from behind. Komets still skating a man down for the next 1 minute and 14 seconds. And now up along the near side. Here's Will Weber. And now Cody Soul has his man pinned up against the glass. Warning comes free. Here's a shot knocked away, and we got a penalty called. As Cody Soul,
he's tangled up
had
with
Brady Brassard all tied up. And a penalty is going to be called. Cody Soul's going to get sent off. It looks like the Komets are going to skate 2 men down.
There's a lot of pushing and shoving. Soul's going to the bench with no glove, no helmet. So a little scrap in the corner there as they got pretty aggressive. Roughing, they call it.
So 5:35 to go here in the third period. Komets are going to skate 2 men down.
Yeah, roughing. It'll be 2 men short for 1 minute and 2 seconds. So we've got a job ahead of us now.
Big game changer here. 5-on-3 opportunity for Quad City coming up. And a face-off will be in the Fort Wayne zone. Let's see here. It'll be Jamie Schaafsma out there for sure. Justin Hamonic will be out there as well. And it looks like it's Sean Szydlowski. So 5-on-3 here. And the puck is dropped in the Komet zone. Top of the circle. Now comes up to the blue line. Coming down low. Back up top. Top of the circle. Up top. And now down low it is played. Back up to top of the circle. Good Branson.
Using the point.
Now back down low. Centering pass. They score. Neal is going to light the lamp on a 5-on-4 chance. They worked it to perfection. And the Komets now down 2-1.
Might have been Eberle that got the puck. Got it out in the slot there. I thought it was number 10. Eberle, I think he's the one.
Eberle's going to get the goal.
Power play goal. 2-man power play goal. That came at 4:44.
And it was Eberle, the left-handed shot. And he beats Pat Nagle low into the left side. And we come out to center ice. Komets still skating a man down here for the next 1 minute and 41 seconds.
That's the Saul penalty right now in there. So we got to kill it off. Not over yet. We're down by 1.
Puck comes down to Pat Nagle. After the goal, here is Beaupré wheeling it around. Comes up along the far boards and now kicked back in, back behind the net. Beaupré has it. He will send it the length of the ice. Here's Zico. He is going to stop it. And he will give it up. Here's good Branson. We'll give it a look. Goes back behind the net. And Manfredo, cross-ice pass, gets it to Neal. Neal over the blue line. He is onside. Here's good Branson with a shot. He scores. A huge blast. Just right by the hash marks. And 3-1.
And a loose puck again. It came from the far side. The Komets tried to get it out. It got jammed at the blue line. Came across over there. Granston, he just let fly. And Nagle's never had a chance to get himself in position and get squared up with him.
It is 3-1 after 2 power play goals by the Quad City Mallards. We'll take a break. You are listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Emergency Radio Service is the official radio provider for the Fort Wayne Komets. ERS is a Motorola partner in Fort Wayne, providing wireless voice and data systems that allow organizations across Indiana to operate their businesses more efficiently. Reach out to ERS at 260-747-0584. That's 260-747-0584. Or online at www.ers2way.com. Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
The Komets take back-to-back penalties, results in 2 power play goals for Quad City, and we've got a 3-1 hockey game with 14:33 to go here in the third period. Komets got the work cut out for him now as it comes up to the blue line. Here's a shot, comes down into the corner, and up along the far boards for Beaupré. Here's another takeaway and a quick shot that goes wide. Comes down into the corner. Komets have it. Up along the near side, here's Montgomery. Send it cross ice. And running it down are the Quad City D-men. They go back behind the net, being chased by Leo Thomas. Now played ahead. Brassard at his own blue line. Turns the corner, brings it up ice. It comes off the stick of Carey. Comes down to Cody Corbett. Corbett lost an edge in the corner. Coming up, here's Carey. Tries to center it up, and here's a shot. And it's going to be knocked down up along the far boards and back behind the net. Here's Cody Corbett taking off the play. Comes down into the corner. And Leo Thomas and Bunt Montgomery fight for it. Comes back behind the net for Corbett. Corbett comes off the boards, and here's Leo Thomas. Gets around the defender, but he stood up on the play, lost the handle on the puck, comes back behind the net.
Coming up.
And a penalty.
Interference they're going to call.
And now the Komets will get a chance to get one step closer to the Quad City Mallards. 3-1 is the score.
That's Kyle Thomas. He's got to stay away from him. He's going to draw a penalty himself. He made a good play by trying to go down the boards. The defender came across, got the elbows up on him. That drew the penalty. The Komets have a power play. The interference call, they call it. So Komets have a power play, but Kyle, he almost getting himself mixed up in something, will nullify it. But he's got the power play. Komets, let's make something happen here, guys.
Komets 0 for 2 on the power play this evening. And now they get another chance here, down by a pair. Puck is dropped, comes up to Szydlowski, out to the blue line. Here's Corbett going down low to Corbett, or over to Crowder, rather. Crowder on the far boards, gives it a look, has Schaafsma sneaking in, can't get it to him, comes up top of the blue line. Here's a quick shot, save made.
Rebound.
The rebound comes loose, goes through the goal crease.
Nobody there to get it.
Comes to the far side. Here is Nagle as Quad City clears it all the way out. Nagle will stop it. And picking it up is Cody Corbett up along the far boards. Carries it over the blue line, dishes over to Crowder.
Crowder
trying to flatten it out. Here's the shot. It goes wide.
Montgomery out there.
Montgomery had the chance, and he was hit from behind. Couldn't get a good shot off. And it comes down to Nagle. He will stop it, and he'll leave it for Corbett. He got a whistle on the play, however. And they're going to say playing the puck with a high stick on the Komets, so the face-off will come down into their zone.
They'll get line changes on it and go from there. But the Komets had a couple of good chances off a scramble. The puck came right through the goal crease. Nobody on the far side over here to back it into the open net. So the puck squirted loose. They were able to clear the puck down the ice. But good check to get in there and make it happen.
Back behind the net, here's Cody Stoll chasing after it for Fort Wayne. 12:45 to go in the third period. Komets trail it by 2. In front, here's Mbach coming in, and his shot was knocked away.
Blocked.
Mears was coming through, trying to come away with a rebound, and now a penalty called on the Komets.
Mbach.
A slash.
Well, I didn't think he was going to call a slashing penalty, and then he saw the player without his stick because it was broken in half. So he must have realized he got chopped with it pretty good.
I think that was sold a little bit.
That's what he's calling. Mbach will get a slashing penalty. That'll nullify the minute of the power play to the Komets. They'll play 4 against 4 now.
I think it was Manfredo who got his stick broken in half. And the referee, you're right, wasn't going to call it until Manfredo looked over at the referee and kind of threw his hands up.
Yeah.
And then the referee decided to call it. So that'll negate the remaining 1 minute and 5 seconds the Komets had going on the power play. So we'll be 4-on-4 here for the next 1:05. 12:36 to go in the game. Komets trail it 3-1. Up top of the blue line, Coldwell hangs onto it, goes back behind the net. Nagle will stop it, comes down into the corner, and spun around off the far board. Here is Cheek with it. He turns the corner, looking up ice, and he's going to hand it off to Cody Corbett. Corbett cross-ice pass, trying to go to Cheek, and that's an icing call on the Komets. 12:18 to go in the third. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
The Fort Wayne Holiday Inn, next to the Memorial Coliseum, is the official hotel of the Fort Wayne Komets. The hotel has special Komet hockey packages that include deluxe room accommodations, plus 2 tickets to a Komets home game. Enjoy dinner before the game at the Mastodon Grill, or a drink after the game in the Faculty Lounge. With 6,000 square feet of banquet facilities, the Fort Wayne Holiday Inn is perfect for your holiday parties. Call 482-3800.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
Carey and Beaupré are each going to get sent off here as they got into a shoving match after the whistle. So they'll get sent off. That'll be even up on those two. And we will stay 4-on-4 here.
Gary Graham having a few things to say. The referee over there.
Conduct.
Referee Lift.
7 minutes 42 seconds.
Misconduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Carry. Komets 3, Beaupré. Each 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct.
And those are the calls. Unsportsmanlike conduct. And we'll have a puck drop in the Komets zone. Here's Kyle Thomas skating free with it. Gets around one defender. Takes a shot and the save made and kicked into the corner.
Just never got good wood on it as the defenseman cut across on him and sort of got a piece of it.
And here's Kyle Thomas stealing the puck at the blue line again. Another opportunity. Thomas over to Corbett in the high slot. Stepping up his shot. He shanked it wide.
Deflected.
And that one is going to go over the glass and into the net. And that will give us a face-off in the Quad City zone.
5 shots by the Komets, 4 by Mallards in this period. But unfortunately, the 2 power play goals are the difference in the game right now as the Komets are down 3-1.
And the face-off will be in the Quad City zone.
We're down 2. We got them right where we want them. Let's get that last minute spurt again.
Hey, we had them down 4 on Sunday.
Yeah.
We can do it again.
Right where we want them.
Neal and Crowder on the circle. Comes up top to the blue line. High slot down low. Here's a shot by Hamonic. Knocked away by the defender. Comes up top to the blue line. And the net, it does come dislodge. And that will spoil the rally for the Komets. So the whistle is blown and a face-off coming up in the Quad City zone. Komets 2 more regular season games. Home at home against Indianapolis. Friday down in Indy. And then Saturday right back here at home to finish up the regular season. And we probably won't know our first round playoff opponent until after that game on Saturday, the way things are looking.
And there is a chance we could play this Mallard team. And they seem to have our number a little bit. So I don't know. They're a pretty quick little hockey team.
They've already won the season series 4-2.
Yeah.
And the all-time series between these two teams is 49, 49, and 11 coming into tonight's game.
That's the old IHL and the UHL, I believe.
That goes in the Central League, too. You don't find very many rivalries that spans 5 leagues, but this one does. Here's Manfredo, going to carry it into the Komet zone. Skips over the blue line, onside. Here's Everly with a centering pass, almost broken up, but they maintain possession. Comes up top of the blue line in the high slot, poked away. And here's Crowder, a little bit of gassed out there. I don't think he had the speed, or he could have had a breakaway. He was coming off the end of a shift there. Manfredo has it, got ahead of steam, hands it off on the right side. It comes to Neal. Here's a backhander, big hit by Will Weber on Neal. As the Komets clear it out, nope, comes up to the blue line, goes off the back of Schaafsma, comes in front of the net. Schaafsma has to come backward on defense. Comes up to the blue line.
Get it out.
They could not come out to the top of the circle. Here's the shot up to the blue line and back up top of the circle. One-timer, that one ricocheted just wide. Up along the far boards. Comes up to Manfredo.
All even, 5-on-5.
Cross-ice pass, comes down low. Centering pass now broken up by Leo Thomas. Comes down into the corner with 10:28 to go here in the third period. Up top of the blue line. Good Branson hangs on to it. Nikiforov with it. Goes down low. Here's Neal centering pass. Had a man break it in the back door, and it's picked off by Leo. Leo brings it down the far side, trying to get around the defender. Gets it caught up. Got a shot off. And hanging on is Musico, but he cannot get the whistle. Play continues. It's played up the middle of the ice and all the way down into the Komet
Waved
zone.
off.
Corbett takes a big hit by Brassert into the corner. Brassert comes away with it. Coming down low. One-on-one with the goaltender. Here's a shot and a save made. Pat Nagle got the right leg out. And the Komets coming here trying to turn this into an offensive chance, but they're not going to do it. Icing is the call. 9:44 to go in the third. 3-1 Quad City. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Want to live a healthier life? You don't need to train for a marathon to do it. Even small changes can help you feel better. And at Parkview, it all starts with one word. Go. Go for a walk. Go spend time with friends. Go do something simple right now to improve your well-being and take the Parkview Go Challenge. It's all about creating balance in your life. Mind, body, spirit, and community. For more healthy ideas, log on to parkviewgo.com. Parkview, your partner in health.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Here's Trevor Cheek with an opportunity. Tries to wrap it around. And the Mallards are able to clear it out as Cheek gets it back in the neutral zone. Takes it off the boards for Kyle Thomas. He goes over on the far side. And it's knocked away. Up along the far boards again. Comes out to the Quad City blue line. And here's Carey trying to get around Hamonic. It does, but Embach is there. Oh, he caught a stick to the face. Not going to get a call, however. Embach with a backhand. Kyle Thomas is coming off of a line change, so Gabe Beaupré is going to have to play it. And here's a cross-ice pass, goes to Hamonic. Hamonic to Beaupré, off the stick of Sean Szydlowski, the reigning ECHL Player of the Month. Comes out, here's the centering pass, and off the side of the cage, but the goaltender hangs on, and he'll get a whistle. Zico with the save, and a face-off coming up. We got a timeout on the ice. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Trust the doctors at IPFW Athletics and the Fort Wayne Komets Trust. Aaron Chiropractic is well known for providing quality yet cost-effective care for sports injuries, muscle, and joint problems. They're one of the only clinics in the region to provide its patients with pain relief utilizing numerous therapies, including acupuncture, massage, and rehabilitation. Aaron Chiropractic is conveniently located in Northeast Fort Wayne. Find us on the web at aaronchiro.com or call 492-8811 to schedule an appointment.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
3-1 is our score. And if the Komets cannot come back and get a win here tonight, they'll have to wait until possibly Friday night at Indianapolis to lock down that second seed in the Western Conference. But hopefully this game won't be more costly with the loss of Jordan Southhorn, who was injured in the first period, and he has not yet returned. So we'll hopefully get an injury report on him after the game.
The word is that he's re-injured, or he's bumped one of his injuries he's had before. So it's nothing new. It's just a bump and a bruise that they want to just take care of.
Face-off down in the Quad City zone with 8:47 to play. And Colwell up along the far board. Puck rolling around in the Quad City zone. The Mallards pick it up and they bring it back down the ice. Colwell whips one around, and it will be stopped by Nagle. Back behind the net, picked up by Weber, trying to play it over to Crowder. Colwell back for Quad City. Reverse skate. Now he sends it out to the center line and coming over the blue line. And it's intercepted by Crowder. Crowder down the right-hand side out to Szydlowski. Szydlowski takes a shot, and a save made, and hanging on is Zico. And Sean Szydlowski with a quality chance there, but Zico was right there to make the stop.
Yeah, used his defense as a screen and went in and stick handled, got his feet where he wanted him, and then took the shot right between the legs of the defenseman. Goaltender standing up makes the save, blocking the shot. Line changes by both teams again. Face-off will stay in Quad City. 8:14 to go. Down by 2.
So the face-off will remain in the Quad City zone. Here's Leo Thomas. And Neal to take it. And we'll have to redo it.
Come on, guys. Need something to happen right here. Leo Thomas in the draw.
Linesman will keep both of them in there. Neal and Leo Thomas. Okay, now we're set. And the puck is dropped along the near side. Komets have it. Here's Corbett. Corbett gives it a look, takes a shot. It's going to be blocked wide, comes all the way into the far corner, and it's going to come all the way down the ice. Puck rolling around, comes out to Cox. He will wheel one around. Coming out is Pat Nagle. He will stop it. Cody Corbett will whip around the boards, and he will pick it up. Drops it back behind him with 7:51 to go in the third. 3-1 is the score. Quad City with the lead. And up along the far boards, Komets have it. Cross-ice pass comes down to Leo Thomas. Gets it over on sides. And coming out of the
delay offside
will be Zico. And he will send it over along the far boards. Now up top to the center line. And now it rolls into the Komet zone. Picked up by Will Weber. Weber up along the far boards. He feeds Trevor Cheek. Cheek now pinned up against the boards. Sam Warning comes in to help out, but Cheek is able to get it in deep. Zico will stop it. Manfredo now back behind the net. Takes a hit from Mike Embach. Comes into the corner. Now we got a tie-up. And now it's going to be Cheek and Manfredo, along with Mike Embach in there to help out. Nothing going. Both teams waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. Now the puck is free. The referee looked like he was going to blow it right there. Stephen Thompson is our referee tonight. And it comes up to the blue line. Carey has got it. He flips it forward, gets past Hamannik, comes down into the corner, and Will Weber again. Big hit on Sam Warning. Puck comes loose, and the Mallards have it along the near side. Here's Coldwell going in deep, back behind the net. Warning takes another big hit by Will Weber along the near side, and now they cycle it down low. Weber wheels one around along the far boards. He's got Mike Embach. 6:28 to go in the game. Kyle Thomas now with it. Thomas with a backhander, gets it into the zone. Here's Crowder. Crowder up along the far boards. Gets cut off on the play by Jared Knight. And now comes up to the blue line where the Mallards are able to poke it away. Cody Stoll back on D, and it comes back up to the blue line. Here's Cody Corbett to Cody Stoll along the far boards, picked up by the Komets. They hit their own blue line, dishing off on the left-hand side, send it in on Musico, makes the stop, comes in the corner, up along the far boards again, where it's played by Jared Knight. Another pile up along the far boards in the Quad City zone. And now it squirts loose to the blue line. Here's a shot, whistled wide, and it's going to come all the way out. Here's Cody Stoll with it. Stoll up along the far boards, intercepted. Coming back the other direction. Komets swipe it right back. And now both teams batting it around in the neutral zone, and that one's deflected into the stands. Now the Komets running out of time here. 5:37 to go. They're down by a pair. And things getting a little dicey here. Again, the Komets, don't need these 2 points, but it'd be nice to get them out of the way.
Well, it'd be nice to get a goal and perk up, but, once you think he can do something like we did Sunday, you think he can do it all the time. But this team here is checking pretty good, but it's not out of the question. We get one, we can get two.
Justin Hamannik has it up along the far board, sends out the neutral zone. Neal bats it right back down to the Komet zone. Here's Beaupré with it. Beaupré's going to wheel one around up along the far boards. Nikiforov steps in front of it, goes back into the opposite corner. Now we've got another pileup down in the corner. Here's Trevor Cox. He comes free with it. Now Mears has it, gets it to Beaupré. Now Mears over the blue line. And Mears negotiates.
Walking in,
takes a shot, and
just the net.
Musico just got a piece of it with the left toe. Here's Cox with it. He spins the ground, gets the corner, and he will move it out of the zone. Komets get it back, though. Here is Montgomery. Shakes off a hooking call. Here's the shot that goes wide. Trying to go to Leo Thomas on the far side, and the Mallards quickly move it out. And Stoll will feed it around the boards out to Mears. Mears gets it knocked away, back behind the net, ripped around and all the way out of the zone, and that will be an icing call. With 4:33 to go in the game, 3-1 Quad City. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
If you treated your smartphone like greasy fast food treats your body...
Should I hang the picture here?
A little higher. Yeah, perfect.
I'll get the hammer.
No, don't be silly. I'll use my phone.
Wait!
You'd have no way to watch cat videos. So say no to greasy fast food and treat your body to the new rotisserie-style chicken sandwich from Subway. Made with tender, hand-pulled, all-white meat chicken raised without antibiotics. With your choice of fresh veggies on freshly baked bread. The Subway Sandwich Shop. Fresh is what we do.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
4:55 to go in the third period. 3-1 is the score. And right now, Tulsa is up on Wichita by a score of 4-1. So even if Quad City can hang on here tonight, they still will not clinch a playoff spot. But they will get closer to Cincinnati. And the Komets now, they will ice it. So there'll be some changes in playoff seeding in both conferences after tonight as Kalamazoo has hung on and they have beaten Brampton. So it looks like Quad City is going to slide back into that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. And Kalamazoo could be playing Toledo in an opening round matchup if that holds true. And now they're saying no icing on the play, so an inadvertent whistle will come out to center ice.
3:54 to go. Third period, down 2. We need a goal in a hurry. Something to happen, guys.
And it'll be Trevor Cheek to take the face-off. In there with Nackstead. And the Komets win the drop. And it comes to Cody Corbett at the blue line. Corbett tries to go middle of the ice. It's broken up by Coldwell. And batted back the other direction by the Mallards. And here's a backhander into the Komet zone. Corbett controls it. Comes up along the far wing. And the Komets stick handle it into the Quad City zone. Here's Kyle Thomas with a shot knocked down by by the D-man, and now it comes up top to the blue line and played all the way back. Here's Nagle going to stop it, directs traffic, and he is going to say, Kyle Thomas, you take it. Thomas up forward, and he tries to go to Embach, and Embach was going to be offside, and that's going to be an icing.
Yeah, he didn't have his jump on the puck as the pass was a little too far for him. Forced the offside right there. And you see a difference between the other night against Evansville, who's a team that's not going to make the playoffs, and this team here that's a little more composed and everything. No panic from them. They get the puck. They make the right play. They make the right pass. They stay in their defensive positions, and it makes it real difficult for the Komets to get those clear shots like they were against Evansville the other night.
And it's driven up the boards. Now it comes to Justin Hamonic at his own blue line. He tries to feed one through, and now the
Another
Komets
icing.
just trying too many home run passes here, trying to get an odd man chance maybe, or getting a winger behind the defense, but turning into icing calls right now.
But every time that winger breaks, there's a man going with them, so it's not going to be a breakaway. If they hit a pass, there's going to be a checker on them pretty close all the way. So they've got to come up a little slower, come up together, two men together, and cross the blue line in a unit and move the puck around to get the shot.
Out to the blue line. Here's Coldwell. Takes a shot, rips it wide, and it comes off the stick of Nagle. Now into the corner, comes out to Kyle Thomas. Thomas gets around to one man, throws it over on the far side. And now it's going to be chipped into the Quad City zone. Coldwell in front of net.
Stick.
Playing the puck with a high stick with 2:45 to go in the third.
Quad City defense knocked it out of the air, then the other defenseman touched it. That created the whistle. Face-off will stay in the Quad City zone. Both line changes again.
And they'll place the face-off to the right of Muzico, who's actually had a pretty easy third period. Hasn't been tested a whole lot.
No.
26. Shots are 26.
9 shots. 9 shots on goal is all we've got. At Nagle, they're going to call timeout, I believe, the Komets.
So Coach Gary Graham will take a moment here to draw something up with 2:45 to go in the third. 3-1 Quad City will take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Maybe it's hot out today, or maybe it's cold, but this weather's got you thinking about heading to the bar for an ice-cold Coors Light. Maybe it's a bar built into the steep cliff face of the Rocky Mountains with a waterfall that pours down on a multitude of Coors Lights, chilling them with the frigid power of a Rocky Mountain stream. You order one and it suddenly appears in your hand. It's so cold you feel like a giant eagle riding on cool winds, content with your foray into Rocky Mountain country. Forgot about the weather already, didn't you? Thanks, Coors Light. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Great beer, great responsibility.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Yes, okay. The final minutes here. 2:45 to go here in the third. And the Komets coming off a 30-second timeout. Let's see if Pat Nagle stays on the bench. It looks like that's what's going to happen.
Well, there's 6 players going to the face-off circle, so Nagle in the on the bench. Komets with the extra attacker in the open net. They need 2 goals. Let's get one first.
And the Komets win the face-off in the Quad City zone. Empty net on the other end. And it comes up to the blue line. Komets cannot hang on to it. Here's Cheek back with it. Along the far boards. And it is Krunk sending it in. Goaltender can't stop it. Comes on the right side. Here's Szydlowski with a little bit of room. Centers it.
Right to
can't
front.
Get a brook. And here is Cheek with a shot. Knocked
Blocked
down.
again.
And it comes down into the corner. Cheek takes his man hard off the play. A loose puck rolling around, and it comes all the way down in the Komet zone. And Beaupré,
the icing.
Corbett will touch it up, and that's an icing call.
We get that advantage with that situation. It stops Quad City from icing the puck, so they got to be a little more cautious. Faceoff comes back into the Quad City zone. Goaltender out. We have the extra attacker on.
And it's going to be Cheek again in the faceoff circle.
Mears comes out. Schaafsma goes off.
And now we get a late arrival on the ice in the form of Sam Warning for Quad City. So he'll be allowed on, and we're ready for the drop. The extra attacker on for the Komets up along the far boards. Here's a quick shot, and it's knocked away, and that one will find the screen. So it'll be out of play, so we will line it up and have another face-off with now 2:09 to go in the third.
Quad City changes up the whole five-player unit. They come out with fresh troops. The Komets stay pat.
Trevor Cheek and it will be Jordan Neckstead. And Cheek wins it cleanly up to the blue line. Here's Corbett. He's eyeing it, comes up along the far wall. Cheek with a one-timer. It goes wide. Now Crowder with it, dropping it down low. Here's Mears with it, back to Crowder. Crowder with a backhander. Now back to Crowder in the corner. As the pass comes from the blue line. Now Cheek can't hang on to it, and it's cleared out. Cody Corbett back to his own blue line with 1:47 to play. Cross-ice pass, picked off by Eberle, drops it off, and up along the far boards, Manfredo. He will make a bid down the ice. It's going to be knocked down by Corbett before it gets through to the empty net. Now here's Cheek out to Mears. Gets past one man, batted back the other way. Corbett kind of hanging out, and he will play it forward. That's going to be knocked down in the corner, down in the Comet zone. Corbett has to break free, feeds it along the far wall, and he is going to throw it over to Szydlowski. He weaves through the traffic. Sid on side, takes a shot, missed it wide. Up along the far boards to the blue line, held in by Stoll. Into the corner, now back behind the net, wheeled around with 1:06 to play. Here's a shot by Crowder, knocked down in front
again. Open net, look out.
Here we go, down the ice it comes, and that one is going to go in.
Yep.
And the Quad City Mallards will put this one away on an empty net goal.
That came at 19:02, third period.
And it makes it 4-1 with 58 seconds to go in the game. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
At Tim Hortons, we make our freshly brewed iced coffee just the way you like it. That means it's served up icy cold in creamy, refreshing flavors like original, caramel, or new mocha, all made from 100% Arabica coffee. And now for a limited time, cool down the way you want to. Get any small iced coffee today for just $1 at Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting drinks, amazing coffee. At participating Ohio restaurants. Offer available on small iced coffees only for a limited time plus applicable taxes.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Jared Knight gets his 7th of the season. It's an empty net goal. And the Comets down 4-1 with just 38 seconds to play. Here's Kyle Thomas. No quitting him. He is going to bring it down the ice quickly. Sends it into the corner. Thomas checks his man off the play as Pat Nagle back in the hockey game. No empty net on the other end for the Comets. And it comes down into the corner in front of the net. Comets could not connect as Crunk was sneaking in. 20 seconds left as it trickles into the Comet zone, into the near corner. Here's Cody Solt. He throws one around. Here's Will Weber back behind the net, and he up along the far boards, gets it to Montgomery with 9 seconds. And now Montgomery will just dangle it back in his own zone, and we'll get this clock off. And that will do it. And the Quad City Mallards come into Fort Wayne, take another one away from the Comets. Comets will have to wait until maybe Friday until they can lock up the second seed in the Western Conference. But Quad City now, they get one step closer to a playoff spot, as we'll check that score of that Tulsa game. They needed a Tulsa loss along with 2 points tonight to clinch that spot. So they're not quite in the clear yet, but they get one step closer. But Robbie, this still could be a potential first-round playoff matchup, and I'm not liking it right now.
No, they're a pretty quick little hockey team, and that's 3 games in a row that they've been into the Coliseum here and have beaten the Comets, a 2-1, a 4-3, and now a 4-1. And we do outshoot them that period 9-8, but still no goals on it. Great defensive work by Quad City all the way through, and then their goaltender Music back there did whatever he had to do to keep the puck out. So tough night for the Comets, not a good night, and Quad City did what they had to do when they came into here. They needed the 2 points badly, and they're fighting for a position in the playoffs. And there's a little more incentive there than the Comets seem to have had. So no sense of urgency right now, but playoffs coming very quickly.
So the next 2 games for the Comets really are playoff games because they need 2 points to lock down that second seed. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be back to wrap it up. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Auto Care on the Go is auto care that comes to you. We built our business from the ground up based on integrity and honesty. Your will be professionally repaired on site by Auto Care on the Go. Our certified master mechanic team has over 28 years of auto repair experience. Auto Care on the Go will repair your vehicle and your activities never stop. Call 574-200-9945 or visit www.autocareonthego.com. Auto Care on the Go. proud sponsors of the Komets and auto mechanic service to fit your busy life.
Here's some good policy from your local independent agent and Auto Owners Insurance. When you insure your home and car with us, you receive a multi-policy discount. And when you add Auto Owners Life Insurance, you get a special discount on your home and car insurance. Auto Owners Insurance will save you money on all of the insurance you already have. Now that's good policy. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
For all your insurance needs, visit Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
WOWOAM, Fort Wayne.
Hey, we have some good news for the new year. Eating a little better just got a lot easier. Because Applebee's took grill and bar favorites you love and made them a little better for you. Stop by today and try our new grilled onion sirloin with stout gravy, shrimp wonton stir fry, or hot shot whiskey chicken, starting at $9.99. All of the bold flavor, less of the calories. Only at Applebee's. Price and participation varies.
Bees Late Night means half-price select appetizers. Unwind with us Sunday through Thursday after 9 p.m. Welcome to the Comet Hockey postgame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Here's Bob Chase.
Wrapping things up here from Memorial Coliseum, 4-1 is the final score. Komets cannot get it done against Quad City this evening, and this is what transpired here tonight. In the first period, it was Neal, his 17th of the season from Quad City. 18:25 was the time of that goal, and that was a short-handed variety. Jamie Schaafsma gets the Komets even up, his 25th of the season. He now leads the team in that category. It came at 19:27 of the second period. Szydlowski and Beaupré picking up the assist. And then Quad City, 3 unanswered goals to finish this one up. Travis Everly, his 11th. Good Branson and Neal the assist. It was on the power play at 4:44. And then at 5:15, it was Good Branson, his 5th of the season. Everly and Neal the assist, and that one was on the power play as well. And then Jared Knight, just for good measure, he adds an empty netter at 19:01, his 7th of the season. Coldwell the assist, and that does it for the game. 4-1 is your final score. Komets 0 for 3 on the power play. Quad City 2 for 4 as Fort Wayne 14 minutes and penalties on 7 infractions, 12 minutes and penalties on 6 infractions for Quad City, as Musico gets the victory for Quad City as he makes 25 saves in the game. Pat Nagle is going to get tagged with the loss as he makes 31 saves in the contest. Komets back at it again Friday and Saturday. Friday on the road. They play their last regular season road game in Indianapolis, and then the Fuel are back here for the grand finale of the regular season before the Kelly Cup playoffs begin. Komets still not sure who they'll get in that playoff round of number 1, and it might be this Quad City Mallards team who got the win here tonight. Right now, Tulsa is winning against Wichita 4-1 going into that third period. So Quad City, they don't have that spot nailed down yet, but they get a little bit closer, and they also get closer to Cincinnati in that 7 spot. Cincinnati now just 1 point up on Quad City, and those two teams will play in the final 2 regular season games. So it's a good chance that the Komets could be playing the same Quad City team in the first round of the playoffs, as Quad City could jump over Cincinnati and get that 7 spot. But of course, the Komets still have to win to lock down that 2 spot for that to happen. 4-1 is the final. We'll be back with our player of the game. You are listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Like surprises? Not when it comes to keeping your car running. That's why it's no surprise people go to Napa. With more than 400,000 quality parts and the know-how to back them all up, Napa is the difference between getting it right the first time and getting it right eventually. Napa know-how. 400,000 quality parts and one catchy song.
Napa, where Comet fans get their parts. Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Colligan & Company in Fort Wayne.
One more time from the Coliseum here tonight. The Komets fall short by a score of 4-1 over the Quad City Mallards. And your Ruoff Home Mortgage, great name to know, player of the game for the second game in a row. It is the captain, Jamie Schaafsma, who netted the only Komet goal tonight. He's got 25 on the season to lead the team in that category, and that's what makes him tonight's Ruoff Home Mortgage, great name to know, player of the game, Jamie Schaafsma with 1 goal tonight. And Ruoff Home Mortgage is a great name to know when you need a mortgage. Komets right back at it. They will try and get it done Friday night in Indianapolis. You'll be able to hear that game right here on WOWO. And then again on Saturday night, where it is the grand finale of the regular season. We'll have the season-ending awards. So make sure you get your tickets for that game Saturday night. Thanks for listening. Komets fall short 4-1. I've been your play-by-play announcer, Shane Albarani, and you've been listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
WOWO-AM, Fort Wayne.
You've been listening to exciting Fort Wayne Komet Hockey. Catch all the action all season long right here on WOWO Radio.
We now rejoin you to regular programming already in progress.
Learn more about a confident retirement from Reinbold and Anderson, the financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc. in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Find them online at reinboldandanderson.com.